This young man was imprisoned in hell for 100,000 years. His power soon rivaled that of a god. Although he had everything in this world, he still had only one dream: to return to Earth. Even if the price was losing all his power, he never hesitated. It turned out his real name was Kongu. One day he accidentally fell into hell. All he had was a strong will to survive, and so he worked his way up from the 1,000th layer of hell to the 9,000th. Over the years, Kongu swallowed hundreds of thousands of demons, and even 7 fortresses surrendered to him. But now, although he had everything, including immortality, Kongu still decided to return to Earth, even if it meant giving up everything. Why? Because the food in hell tastes like crap. The girls are as ugly as ghosts. At this moment, ignoring the calls from everyone, he firmly moved forward to claim the reward that belonged to him. Kongu's eyes flashed as he ordered Balak, "Prepare that thing." Balak hesitated. "Prepare that thing, my lord." Kongu closed his eyes and coldly said, "Balak." He glared at him. Behind him appeared the silhouette of a monster. "Do you want me to repeat myself again?" Balak, terrified, bowed repeatedly. "I apologize, my lord. I will prepare it immediately." He ordered the other demons, "All of you summon Amun and prepare the instruments of the 7 great wonders." They all shouted in unison, "Understood." Somewhere else, a terrifying-looking monster was quietly chanting a spell. Surrounded by a group of thieves, he held something that glowed inside a statue resembling an octopus's arm. Balak bowed and saluted the Demon King. The preparation process was complete. Kongu grunted in agreement. Lilith teared up, watching him with longing. Not only her, but even Balak had tears welling up. The Demon King. Kongu took off his cool armor, revealing a super-hot muscular body. He quickly stepped up to the top stair. Amun was already waiting there and spoke softly. "Demon King, if we channel a large amount of mana into the instruments of the 7 great wonders, and then bend the boundaries of time and space, we can forcibly open a spatial time rift." "This old monster is the dark wizard Amun." Kongu nodded approvingly. "Good, let's begin." He happily thought that he was finally going home. His whole body was surrounded by a deep purple mystical water aura. This phenomenon is called the 100,000 mana cores. The water orb cracked open, meaning it was being released. Powerful waves shot up into the sky. Kongu's entire body was enveloped in that purple light. Even Amun, standing at a distance, couldn't withstand its overwhelming, rebellious, heavenly aura. He had to brace himself and exclaimed, "Ah, indeed, these are the 100,000 mana cores. Truly overwhelming, just looking at it is already mesmerizing." The 4 statues around stood firm, unmoved amid the huge energy pouring down. Suddenly the eyes of the giant statues flashed brightly. The surroundings were blinded by the binding light. Amun shouted in amazement, "My Demon King, all 7 pieces of the instrument are reacting! The door will open soon." But in his mind he was vaguely worried about something else. "If I return to my family, my friends and my lover isn't there," Kongu reassured himself. "But at least that place won't be like this damn place, so that's good." A crack appeared in space. Kongu covered himself with a cloth and waved, "I'm leaving now." Lilith sorrowfully called out, "My Demon King." Balak, afraid she would get agitated, ran after her to stop her. Lilith suddenly widened her eyes in surprise. Behind her tear-streaked face, Lilith said, "Are you really truly abandoning me like this?" He lowered his head calmly and turned away to comfort her. "Don't cry." But inside he wasn't calm at all. Terrifying. She kept murmuring his words to her, so gentle and tender. Little Lilith felt like her heart was about to explode. The love of the king on the hem of her dress suddenly showed a round white spot, and immediately after it exploded. Water splashed everywhere. Her coaxing voice still echoed. Kongu's disgusted face appeared clearly. "Little Lilith wants to go with the king." He fearfully jumped straight into the water crevice. "Damn it," Lilith still tried to call the God King from behind. "Lilith will follow you no matter what." The water crevice closed. Kongu's mouth slightly curled up. He laughed brightly with great exhilaration, raising his middle finger and cursing silently in his mind. "I won't bother seeing you again. I have been in hell for over 10,000 years. I don't want to change the past. Nor do I want to come to any specific future. I just want to see the Earth I once knew." Kongu stepped somewhere. "Now I will truly return to Earth." Finally, his happy expression suddenly stiffened when he saw a strange electric spark appear. "What's going on?" A system panel appeared, nuclear core of the crack detected. The protective mechanism of the crack's thorn system has been activated. Red jagged sparks appeared around. Kongu, still confused and hazy, "What is happening? What kind of situation is this?" A series of warnings appeared mid-air, alerting that the nuclear energy exceeded the limit when activating the multi-dimensional defense mechanism. He muttered confusedly, "What the hell is going on? The Thorn system is overloaded." Waves of electric sparks appeared. They shot into Kongu's body, causing him to scream in pain. The system continued to give strange alerts. Failure. Failure, unable to completely remove the nuclear core of the crack. His face turned blue with pain. The ceiling limit had begun. Still stubborn, he stretched out his hand, but after a while couldn't bear it and fainted. "Don't try so hard, you damn bastard." He frowned, opened his eyes, and saw the surroundings had changed. Sunlight filled the green forest. "Is this Earth?" Kongu doubted. "First, I have to check my body's condition." Suddenly, a new notification appeared, opening the status window. He sat up confused, rubbing his aching head. Kongu Level 1 Awakening, Early Stage Attribute of Early Stage Pseudo-Awakening. Hunting Power Level 1 at Level 1. Most of the attribute's strength is sealed. Attribute of Pseudo-Awakening Stage 2 revealed at Level 10. Innate Profession Stamina. 8 Physique. 7. Intelligence. 8. Dexterity. 9. Innate Magic Power. 12. Cunning. 7. He was confused. What is this? What? His abilities are sealed. Suddenly a loud scream rang out. Kongu, startled, turned his head and saw extraordinarily ugly goblins. Those damn things attacked him, and in his head now confusion. Thinking Earth he knew had no such creatures, Kongu didn't hesitate and tried to fight them. Just handle them all first. But before he could strike, his magic power disappeared. He was frustrated. Magic power from 100,000 magic cores was so weak. The goblins jumped and clawed at Kongu, laughing gleefully. He had to use another method. So Kongu clenched his fists tightly, thought to himself, "I have to use this." He unleashed a fantastic skill at lightning speed. Wherever he dashed, the goblins were split in half. Then Kongu followed with a move called the Demon Slayer's Shattered Sword Power. His eyes were full of determination mixed with a bit of anger. A purple goblin charged, but immediately the system announced, "You successfully defeated an E-rank goblin monster." Kongu's moves were lightning fast. The notification showed experience gained. At this moment, Kongu was extremely mighty. He quickly wiped out all the goblins. Another notification appeared, reached level 4. After finishing the fight, he was puzzled. Curious, what the hell are these things? He looked back with disdain, and all these experience points. It sounds meaningless, but indeed, I have gotten stronger. The goblins lay scattered on the ground. Kongu just looked without any further comment. He raised his hand while still thinking he needed to learn more about this place. Mr. Kang Yu absorbed all the magical power inside the goblins. This is called the power hunting right of the Demon King, Mr. Kang Yu. He was still puzzled. He tried to verify the physiological characteristics of these creatures, but he couldn't find any information about this world at all. A notification from the system said his magic power increased by 1 point. Upon reading this notification, Kang Yu was extremely shocked. Magic power, he angrily cursed. Damn it. That kind of power only exists in hell, yet it exists here. Then maybe this place is not Earth. Kang Yu's mind filled with horror. No, it couldn't be. The reason he had been holding on all these years in that hell was to find a chance to return to Earth. Suddenly, a piercing scream rang out. Kang Yu suddenly calmed down. A scream. He turned toward the direction the sound came from. It wasn't a monster's scream. The scream rang out again. Kang Yu quickly looked back. It was a human. Since it was a human, he used his skill to run toward the sound, the power of Valfor superspeed. Kang Yu was both joyful and hopeful inside. 10,000 years. For 10,000 years, all I've seen are monsters with dozens of tentacles or thousands of disgusting hands. So no matter what that person is like, it's fine. Scary is okay as long as they have 2 eyes, 1 nose, and 1 mouth. As long as it's human, that's enough. Please, no tentacles. Thinking of Lilith's image made him even more terrified. No tentacles. Please, no. He arrived at a place where a girl was surrounded by goblins. Kang Yu was happy. Happy, but quietly worried. Found her. Please, he silently pleaded, be human for me. Looking at the girl crying in fear, he quietly counted each part of her body. 2 eyes, moving down to the lower part of her face. 1 nose, and finally a complete body. Kang Yu whimpered. No, no tentacles. He was so happy he cried and rushed to the girl's side. A goblin was about to attack her. She was scared, leaning against a tree, tears pouring like rain. Expecting the worst, but nothing happened to her. The girl didn't understand what was going on and slowly opened her eyes. She saw the goblins had been wiped out by Kang Yu. He ran closer to the girl and reached out his hand to her. The beautiful girl with wide eyes looked at him, then slowly raised her hand to thank him, gently placing her hand on Kang Yu's. He looked dazed, stunned, but inside he was shouting with joy. Kang Yu trembled, making the girl blush. She blushed too. She was shy and speechless. The girl happily introduced herself. "Thank you for saving me. My name is Hanio." Kang Yu was so nervous it made her a little worried. "Are you okay?" Suddenly he grabbed her hand, making her startled, then excitedly waited for her to accept him. Kang Yu's eyes full of hope, asking her to marry him. She was surprised, not understanding what was happening. "What?" she stammered, asking him to repeat. At this moment, Kang Yu realized he was too excited. He let go of her hand and introduced himself. "I'm sorry. My name is Kongu. You said your name is Hanseola, right?" Kang Yu anxiously asked if her wound was okay. Seola replied gently, "Yes, the wound isn't serious." But her leg was actually bleeding heavily. Kang Yu shouted in panic. She lost her balance and fell into him, surprising him. "Are you okay?" A phone slipped from her body onto the ground. Kang Yu saw it and curiously thought about the square shape. He was happy it was a phone, so he really was on Earth. Then Kang Yu helped her sit down and told her not to overexert herself. "Sit and rest a little. I will tend to your wound." She gratefully replied, "Thank you very much." Kang Yu happily said it was nothing. "I think now I finally see that she and I can communicate with each other." Kang Yu just finished bandaging her and recalled that he had banned demon language in hell, forcing them to use Korean so he wouldn't forget when he returned. The demon's speech sounded funny because they pronounced it with a lisp. "Today the hellish sky is crackling." After hearing it, Kang Yu got annoyed and scolded pronounce it properly. Meeting her now, he felt even happier. "Finally, I can speak Korean with humans, not just with demons." After treating her wound, Kang Yu told her that keeping still like this would help a lot. She was very grateful to Kang Yu. "Thank you for taking care of me." He responded cheerfully and handed her a phone. "Don't mention it. And here's your phone," as he gave it to her. Kang Yu took a quick glance at the time, 2023. She took it. "Thank you." Kang Yu was thoughtful. "Has it really been 5 years since I fell into hell?" His mind was full of questions. "I'm sure I adjusted the time correctly. Did monsters like these really start appearing on Earth that year?" Kang Yu added to the CEO. "It's hard to move right now, so please rest a bit. Let's go." She obeyed, saying yes. Meanwhile, Kang Yu was still deep in thought, realizing he didn't know much and lacked information. Kang Yu curiously asked, "Is there more?" "Why are you here?" She shyly explained, "I ran into some trouble. I was hunting alone in a gate. I just awakened as a player yesterday, and I was hunting alone in an E-rank gate. I was foolish." Kang Yu had many questions running through his mind. The player hunting guild leader asked curiously, "So what's your rank?" She immediately replied, "I'm rank 6 because I just woke up." "But what is a player like you, Kang Yu, doing here?" Hearing that, Kang Yu thought quietly that her rank might be even lower than his, and he smiled awkwardly. "I also ran into some situations." Kang Yu looked at her gently, thinking, well, it's normal for her to think that way. Suddenly, she seemed to remember something and said, "I understand now." Her face suddenly flushed red. She immediately stood up and asked Kang Yu, "So shall we go?" But he was still worried. "Your wound looks serious. Will you be okay?" She lied. "Yes, I'm fine, thanks to you." Suddenly she screamed as if startled. Kang Yu had grabbed her hand, making her shy. "I'll support you." She blushed and quickly declined. No, I shouldn't trouble you anymore." But Kang Yu was determined to help her. She refused. "Not now, it's not right, I'll help you." "Which way should we go?" She reluctantly agreed. "Then let's go that way. Just help me get to the exit." Kang Yu happily responded, "Okay, I got it." He thought, this is my first conversation with a human in 10,000 years. The two helped each other out of there. Kang Yu was truly happy, except that he overreacted at first. When he left, he hadn't made any mistakes, and she didn't seem suspicious of his identity. "All right, this way I'll integrate into Earth society." Upon arrival, she showed Kang Yu the way to the exit, and Kang Gu saw a large magic circle appearing on an ancient tree. Kang Yu was surprised. "Is this a gate?" He analyzed movement through these spatial gaps, which probably means this isn't entirely Earth. Kang Yu looked around to assess the situation. "I don't see any device creating these gaps, so how does such a large gate sustain itself?" When they arrived, she pushed his hand away and said, "Kang Yu, I think I'm feeling much better." Kang Yu awkwardly said, Okay." Then she urged, "Let's get out of here." The two stepped into the gate, a force so strong that Kang Yu had to cover his face. Maybe he still wasn't used to this place. Exiting the gate, Kang Yu slowly opened his eyes, amazed at what he saw. A man was calling out, "We're recruiting members for the goblin hunting team in the E-rank gate." But what caught Kang Yu's attention was that the man had 2 eyes. Elsewhere, 2 people were talking. I didn't see any oil trucks today either. Kang Yu counted again like when he met Koa, 1 nose. Kang Yu continued observing 1 mouth. Nearby, someone was trying to register for the goblin hunting team. "Do you guys accept prisoners?" And Kang Yu only cared about one thing, no tentacles. The soldier on this side quickly refused the other. I'm sorry, but the prisoner has a bit of..." Kang Yu looked around and saw only humans. His whole body trembled with emotion, making Koa curious if it was really true. Kang Yu was so happy he cried, thinking to himself, "I'm back." Koa saw Kang Yu's cloak was torn in many places, looked down at the bandage he tore off to first aid her. Koa quietly said Kang Yu. He turned and replied yes. Koa shyly said, if he felt okay, then she blushed, smoothed her hair, and invited him. "Do you want to eat at my place?" Hearing that Kang Yu blushed all over, Koa shyly continued, "I'm very grateful and sorry, so I want at least to repay you with a meal." The silly Kang Yu felt his head spin. Spring is really spring. He smiled and pretended to look serious. "Hey," I said, "refusing is not okay, so I guess I can't." Suddenly someone called them, "Hey, you two, wait!" 2 soldiers stepped forward requesting, "Hello, we need to verify your player cards." Kang Yu confusedly thought, my card." Koa happily took out her card. "Please wait a moment." One soldier saw Kang Yu hesitate and urged, "Hey, show your player card." Kang Yu cursed silently, "Damn it," and pretended to take out his card. "Yes, I understand." But Kang Yu was secretly calculating that he had no choice but to use it. His eyes turned bright blue. Yu held out his empty hand and said, "Here it is." He used his ability to bend the target's perception, manipulating their eyesight at will. The power of Dantalion. Kang Yu's vision showed a middle finger, but the soldier's eyes were already blinded. The soldier replied, "Yes, I have completed the verification." Kang Yu breathed a silent sigh of relief. Success. He turned and smiled at the CEO. So the CEO is like that. Let's go then." Behind them, the 2 soldiers, still unaware they were tricked, scolded each other. "Hey, get up. The shift is almost over." Koa replied to Kang Yu, yes. Upon arriving at a building, Koa introduced, "This is my home. Are you a little embarrassed by our apartment? Our apartment doesn't have an elevator, so we have to climb some stairs." Kang Yu didn't care and blushed. It's fine." Kang Yu felt comfortable inside the smell of the old apartment. He noticed every detail, the narrow stairs. Things not found in hell. The cool metal railings, every little thing made Kang Yu feel at ease. The dusty windows made everything feel real. And what he liked most especially, because among countless places on Earth, this was Siola's home. "I'm sure from now on, a happy future will open wide." His mother smiled inwardly, thinking, surely from now on I'll have a bright future. But as Koa arrived home, she called to her mother. "There's a voice inside." "I'm back, Mom." Kang Yu nervously turned off the sun. Mom, Koa's mother, cared and asked, "Oh, my dear daughter, are you hurt anywhere? Did you go there with a big group like I told you?" Koa smiled but had to lie, of course. Kang Yu woke up to reality. Her mother is here. Could it be she really just wanted a simple meal? After that, the mother and daughter reunited. Koa introduced, I forgot this gentleman is Kang Yu. Because today he saved me from danger, I invited him over for a meal. Kang Yu politely bowed, hello, Koa's mother. Suddenly, oh my. She grabbed Kang Yu's hand. Thank you. Koa's mother tearfully thanking him for saving my Koa. I really don't know how to repay you. John Yu, a bit embarrassed, replied, It's nothing. Then she invited him inside. Please come in. It's not the best, but I'll try to make something as delicious as possible. Kang Yu cheerfully replied, Thank you, but he felt a bit disappointed. Well, not being able to eat with just her is a pity. Yes, he felt lucky again, but thinking about his life in the underworld, it was precious enough. Koa's mother happily told Koa, Dear, help me cook. Koa hurriedly took off her shoes and replied, Yes, Mom. Koa went to change clothes and checked her phone to say she would change first, then help her mother. Mom, did you message me? Koa's mother replied, Yes, Koa, next time come visit, if it's dangerous. At least you should contact me after you go out. Father Koa comforts the villagers. Sorry, Mom. Hearing that Kang Yu suddenly remembers to make a call, I have to find a way to gather information about Earth, so he speaks up. Excuse me, Miss Koa, sorry, but may I borrow your phone? I lost my phone already. Koa happily agrees. Sure, of course you can. Here's my phone. Feel free to use it and wait a bit. Food will be ready soon. He takes it and thanks her. Kang Yu is very fascinated with the phone. The feeling of placing a finger on this screen after 10,000 years is truly amazing. He sits at the table, hangs his cloak on the chair, and begins the main task. But this isn't the time to focus on that. He has to gather information first. Kang Yu's hands are typing while thinking. Since 5 years ago when I was pulled into hell, I should try looking for news from 2018. Let's see. The news starts appearing Disaster Day 2/22/2018. It changed the whole world. Monsters suddenly appeared from hundreds of portals. Firepower ineffective. Hundreds of thousands of Chinese soldiers were killed. The Global Emergency Disaster Response Alliance was formed. South Korea was the 9th country to join. The first player appeared in the U.S. Who is she? The number of players kept rising worldwide. Could they be humanity's hope? Kang Yu reads through everything, then suddenly scrolls to an article. The mysterious portal appeared in Koa. On the day of the disaster, reporter Kim An is curious. 2/22/2018. He recalls that day was when he was pulled into hell. Kang Yu organizes his thoughts. Could it be that I was pulled into one of the portals that appeared that day? He turns off the phone, thinking silently, these news are just speculation. Later I will have to find more information. Then he hears Koa's mother's voice. The food is ready now, Mom. Kang Yu puts the phone down and says, thank you very much. Koa's home-cooked food surprises him. It's a pot of delicious stewed kimchi set before Kang Yu. Koa's mother says, enjoy your meal, Kang Yu. I hope the food suits your taste. He is still stunned by the stewed kimchi. Koa's mother holds a spoon, stunned it's stewed kimchi. He scoops a spoonful of stewed kimchi. Koa's mother says, darling, eat up. She responds, yes, Mom. Kang Yu holds a spoon ready to eat but keeps mumbling Kim. His words catch Koa's attention, stewed kimchi. Kang Yu's hand trembles as he brings the spoon to his mouth, eating under the watchful eyes of Koa and her mother. When Kang Yu swallows the first bite, he immediately scoops a second spoonful, chewing without showing any expression. Kang Yu scoops another spoonful of rice, eating like a hungry tiger, surprising the two opposite him. Kang Yu recalls 5 years ago, 10,000 years ago, after suddenly falling into hell to survive, he had to bite the demonic power seal and transform into a dragon-like demonic creature. However, still human, his palate and taste buds in hell were never satisfied. The demons he had to eat to survive tasted terrible, like garbage. He thought he would go crazy despite enduring that feeling countless times while in hell. The reason he stayed sane was one single wish: he wanted to return to Earth. Tears streamed down Kang Yu's face in happiness. It's real, I really came back. As Kang Yu thinks of Earth, CEO A anxiously asks Kang Yu. He sobs and tells CEO A. Kang Yu stammers, CEO A, really? I'm speechless. Grateful, the food is delicious, thank you so much. Koa gently says, I'm the one who should be thanking you. Shy, I'm really sorry and I can only repay you this way, yet you like it so much. Father CEO A cheerfully asks, that good? Kang Yu, eyes watering, replies, yes, sorry. May I have another eighth? CEO A immediately stands to get more for him. Certainly, I'll bring it right out. Kang Yu gratefully thanks Mother. CEO A smiles too. It's great to see you like it so much. Kang Yu sips the soup, thinking I'm really happy to have returned. Koa brings out the pot of rice with a friendly smile. Suddenly a thud and the wall bursts open. Koa and her mother are stunned, but Kang Yu continues happily enjoying his meal. An idiot broke the wall, yelling, what the hell is this damn thing? But Koa's mother ran out to check and that guy still blamed her. The door is damn hard. He stepped on the tile and it broke. It was a reckless blonde guy who shouted loudly, hey Han, Koa, come out here right now. Heavy footsteps of Han Tae-hyun echoed, and as soon as he stepped in, he was aggressive. Hey, who let you enter the gate on your own? Koa frowned in annoyance, her voice trembling as she said, unbelievable. Han Tae-hyun asked again. What? Koa challenged. I said, go away. Han Tae-hyun, who do you think you are to dare step into our house? He was stunned hearing her challenge. Don't come near me. I'm warning you, I'm capable now. Han Tae-hyun laughed so hard he almost fell, mocking, really, you're capable now? How cute, I'm dying here. But immediately he punched the wall threateningly. Damn it, a petty player like you dares talk big. Who do you think you are? Han Tae-hyun glared at her mother, who was trembling with fear, cruelly telling the father he died early and the mother is poor too. Hit in the sore spot, Koa went crazy cursing this bastard. The reason we ended up like this is because of you. Not bothering to argue, Han Tae-hyun grabbed her. Forget it. You have to come with me to the Andras gang right now. Koa immediately resisted, pulling away. I will never join that trash gang. He doubted. Trash sure is rude. I'll show you what good people are. She gritted her teeth, and when Han Tae-hyun wasn't paying attention, bit his hand hard, causing him to scream in pain, and he threw Koa off. Her mother panicked and shouted, Seo! Han Tae-hyun got angry. This damn brat! Hey, Han Seo. He clenched his teeth and asked, You think just doing useless good deeds is enough to live? The world sure treats you too gently. And didn't forget to threaten seriously. So just obediently become my pawn. Fully grown now. Han Tae-hyun glared at the mother and daughter, radiating oppressive energy, his tone ruthless. As a player, let's face each other honestly. Seeing the tension, her mother quickly begged Tae-hyun, Please, I will try harder. Please don't do this to Seo. He coldly said, Old woman, get out of the way. She hurried to grab his arm, pleading, Please. Without any sympathy, he kicked her mother away, angrily cursing, Damn it, what trash! She panicked, shouting, Mom, Mom! Koa crawled beside her, shaking her and crying out loudly, Mommy, Mom! Han Tae-hyun remained indifferent, saying, That's why I told you to get out of the way, but you wouldn't listen. Hearing the crying, he became even more spiteful. Mom! Mom! What a bunch of annoying people! She glared at him, gritting her teeth. Han Tae-hyun! He sneered. What are you gonna do to me? What's with the glare, you bastard? He constantly criticized, You're really a pain. I'm already a level 2 awakened. Then he mocked Koa. You think you have any chance? He despised, The only thing you have is that face idiot, continuing to force her to join the Andras gang. Then suddenly a noise made Han Tae-hyun stop and look around, seeing Kang Yu casually drinking his soup. He immediately cursed, Damn it, standing around and still eating without a care. Paying attention to the surroundings, he released her and mocked, surprised, Really? It's not some famous restaurant today. Han Tae-hyun shifted his target to Kang Yu, sneering, Don't you know how to read the situation? Koa worriedly called Kang Yu. He kept saying, Hey, sorry. Seeing Kang Yu not paying attention and only focused on eating, he laughed incredulously. Then Han Tae-hyun suddenly spun around and kicked the table, shouting, You damn dog! Kang Yu stared dumbfounded at the spilled food. She looked at the scene with terror in her eyes. Han Tae-hyun clenched his teeth while Kang Yu was still stunned, looking at the food scattered on the floor. Koa worried Mr. Kang Yu, tears streaming, she screamed, kneeling before the broken bowl of soup in pain. Han Tae-hyun puzzled, What's wrong with this damn dog? And asked her, Where did you find this beggar? Seeing him still crying loudly, he sneered, The food you kicked at him, tell him to stop whining and get up now. Kang Yu mumbled, My kimchi soup. He radiated murderous anger, glaring at Han Tae-hyun. You crazy? Seeing him still crying out loud, he scornfully said, You beggar, stop whining and get up now. Kang Yu mumbled, My kimchi stew. He angrily radiated a murderous aura, glaring at Han Tae-hyun. You bastard! Always muttering, You. Inside, he was confused. Huh? What? His tone was gloomy. You dared to knock over my kimchi stew. Han Tae-hyun's inner self panicked like dealing with a ghost. Kang Yu collapsed completely, falling to the floor, his whole body trembling, mumbling sorrowfully, My braised kimchi meat. Opposite him, Tae-hyun looked at the scene with annoyance, biting his lip tightly. Then his fists were thrown without hesitation. But then he suddenly froze, despite the two fiery fists blazing with energy, his whole body stiffened, staring at the kneeling figure there. Tae-hyun felt a bit uneasy, unable to be sure if he was just seeing things. He frowned in discomfort, then raised his fist with a mocking smile. You must have gone crazy, huh? Suddenly, a flash of light shot out from somewhere, blocking the punch, just in time, which made Tae-hyun angry. He threw a fiery glare toward the source of the attack, growling, What the hell is this? Koa appeared holding a magic staff, shouting loudly with worry, "Kang Yu, run away!" But it was too late. A blade suddenly sprouted from Kang Yu's hand, attached firmly to the back of his palm. Koa could only widen her eyes, tears welling up, stunned by what happened next. Kang Yu moved at lightning speed, darting up and escaping, appearing right in front of Tae-hyun. Both brothers stood rooted to the spot. At that speed, with Koa's astonished scream, Kang Yu rushed straight at Tae-hyun with the same speed, causing Tae-hyun's face to contort in pain, his eyes bloodshot, unable to hold back a curse. "You bastard!" Inside, he tried to reassure himself. "Not that fast." Kang Yu kept charging like a madman, throwing a punch with the sharp blade, while Tae-hyun tried to watch and analyze Kang Yu's movements in his mind. From the left side, but life doesn't always go as planned. Instead of a left hook, Kang Yu gave him a knee strike right to the chest. Tae-hyun wondered to himself, a distraction. He was stunned with pain, eyes rolled back, spitting out saliva. Tae-hyun clenched his teeth, gritting out each word with anger. "You damn bastard!" While cursing, he used all his strength to throw fiery punches. Kang Yu leaned and dodged skillfully, his hand, not idle, immediately returning a straight punch to the face. Not only that, Kang Yu added a leg hook from behind, stretching Tae-hyun's spine, making him scream in pain, but unable to resist. Tae-hyun's face twisted in pain, mixed with blood from his nose and mouth, groaning in agony, but biting his teeth to endure, holding tightly onto the hooked leg. Confused inside, "He can't be this strong." Tae-hyun tried to wrestle him down, but failed again as Kang Yu used some force to launch his other leg into a powerful kick, aiming to break his jaw. Then Kang Yu landed dramatically with a cool pose. Tae-hyun's head tilted sharply to one side, his face swollen. Zero exploded everywhere but remained stubborn. Seeing Kang Yu rushing closer, he cursed the bastard and fiercely attacked back with a blue heat blast from his fist. But Kang Yu smoothly leaned back to dodge his legs agilely, preparing for the next move. Tae-hyun's face twisted in pain, gasping from Kang Yu's low hook punch. He could only silently curse inwardly, again with the jealousy. This time Tae-hyun truly collapsed, dropping to his knees. The two flames completely extinguished his mood, utterly crushed, wondering if it really was a distraction. Tae-hyun held his chest, questioning who this guy really was. Before he could get an answer, his face hit the ground. Immediately after, Tae-hyun lay flat on the floor with Kang Yu's solid leg above his head. He tried, trembling, to break free from that foot, but couldn't escape, only managing to let out a few weak groans. Kang Yu angrily stomped harder, the clawed hand dug sharply into Tae-hyun's arm. He almost growled, asking who the hell Tae-hyun was, but didn't let him answer. Kang Yu leaned down to warn, "It's not over yet, stop pretending." His eyes were bloodshot veins bulging, showing just how furious Kang Yu was. Many more punishments awaited because Tae-hyun dared to spill my kimchi stew. The arm being gripped trembled as Tae-hyun asked confusedly, "Kimchi? You're crazy, just over a pot of kimchi." Kang Yu went mad, grabbing the hair on Tae-hyun's crown, nearly shouting because Kang Yu pressed his face close to Tae-hyun's. His face darkened. "You just said it's only because of a pot of kimchi." He slightly raised himself up and yelled. Tae-hyun trembled, stammering to explain, "No, I meant, but it was too late." Kang Yu slammed Tae-hyun's face hard onto the floor and kept repeating the violent act over and over again. Kang Yu the madman shouted loudly just because of the kimchi stew. After a while, he calmed down a bit, still clenching his teeth with a smirk. Kang Yu released his head and called out, "Hey!" Then leaned close to Tae-hyun's ear and said, "When I count to 1, you say kimchi is just... When I count to 2, you say it's a heavenly treasure. Shout louder, let me hear you clearly." The small hand wanted to resist, but it was insignificant, so he had to obey. Kang Yu started the count 1, and Tae-hyun lifted his head and shouted, "Kimchi is," but he was clearly unhappy, pressing the blade a little more. Then he ordered him to shout louder this time. It was really loud, and that was Tae-hyun screaming in pain. Kang Yu didn't let go and started the count again. 1. While Tae-hyun, with tears and blood streaming down his nose, struggling to breathe, still had to shout loudly, "Kimchi is," continuing to 2 under Kang Yu's strict supervision. Tae-hyun shouted each word loudly in response, "A heavenly treasure." But it still didn't satisfy the demon. Kang Yu grimaced and commented sarcastically, then kept beating him mercilessly, yelling even louder. "Shout like someone's really pissing you off, like when you scream when a girl passes by. Koa stood frozen, watching the scene, too afraid to intervene silently, watching the syrupy melodrama unfold. On the other side, Kang Yu's face twisted as he ordered loudly, "Shout until your lungs burst, that's enough." Taehyun cried pitifully but obediently followed orders. Kimchi is a heavenly treasure. But it still didn't please Master Kim. He cursed again, getting furious and yelling, "Not loud enough yet, say it again!" Raising his voice to a high pitch, "Kimchi is—" In his despair, he took a deep breath, held the air in his lungs, and with all his strength opened his throat wide, letting out a sound that shattered eardrums. Kimchi is a heavenly treasure. Now Kang Yu seemed satisfied in Taehyun's heavy breathing. He withdrew his claws and quietly praised him, retracting his terrifying aura. Kang Yu stood up straight but didn't forget to warn with a dark look, "Remember this, never underestimate Kimchi." Taehyun's spirit was completely shattered. His whole body exhausted, lying face down on the floor, crying pitifully and only daring to curse silently in his heart. What the hell is this? Did you just escape from prison? Truly pathetic, so pathetic. After the fight, the furniture was quite damaged and had been neatly pushed into a corner by the sofa. Koa was quietly tending to the wounds. Cho looked sorrowful, only able to glare at the culprit who caused all the trouble. Meanwhile, Taehyun was washing dishes silently, cursing, "Damn it, why do I have to be Taehyun? So painful!" Sniffling, his face bruised and battered, thinking how unlucky he was to meet someone like him beaten by Hela and even had his things stolen. The more frustrated he got seeing Kang Yu leisurely drinking tea, his face swollen, he thought bitterly, that damn kimchi stew. No matter how angry, he could only grit his teeth and swallow his anger, damn it all, because of that kimchi stew. Han Tae-hyun blinked and whispered to himself, "Why is this happening? Why am I being treated like this?" Kang Yu slammed the teacup on the table, making him flinch in fear. Kang Yu asked, "What's wrong?" He twisted the knife in Taehyun's pain, asking angrily and sadly, "You got beaten to a pulp just because of the kimchi stew." He stammered, "No." Kang Yu coldly looked at Taehyun and listed off, "Wear clothes, go to sleep, eat live comfortably. You will never know how many blessings life has given you. So always be grateful and sincerely cherish your life. Understand?" He shouted loudly. "Yes, I understand clearly." But inside he was plotting, "That bastard's causing trouble again, just wait and see." Taehyun silently calculated. "After I report you to Andras, you're definitely finished." Suddenly Kang Yu called him back and he nervously answered, "Yes." Kang Yu said, "After you finish washing, come here. I've been thinking about that." Taehyun obediently sat and listened as if he had no value to live at all. "You know that, don't you? Just behave well to live well." He was extremely confused when Kang Yu said the world wasn't gentle anywhere. Kang Yu grabbed Han Tae-hyun's shirt to reassure him not to worry with a creepy smile. "I won't kill you, but maybe dying would be better." Suddenly his eyes changed to a strange color. Taehyun was terrified. "Well, what is this?" Taehyun was horrified by Kang Yu's hidden skill, the terrifying power of the demon Orobot. He panicked as he was squeezed tightly in the giant hand, screaming in horror, No, don't come near, don't. Not only were the talons of the high demon trapping him, demon Orobot Han Tae. Hyun trembled, retreating backward while repeatedly saying no. A fear he couldn't erase etched deeply inside him. Kang Yu warned him not to mention what had happened, to hide it deep in his soul and turn him into a puppet. Seeing that his goal was achieved, he ordered, "Now go away." Han Tae-hyun trembled, stomping and mumbling, "No, don't." Kang Yu sneered, "Pathetic bastard." Koa silently observed him obeying like a machine. She thought this time was the same and silently thanked Kang Yu for saving her again. He quietly scrolled through his phone, recalling Han Tae-hyun's fierce look. He told himself that matter really bothered him. The more he scrolled, the more his heart ached. "I'm really just a poor kid. I need money." His eyes sparkled as he softly said, "Oh, I found some useful information. Magical stones and various shapes of magical stones. The monster's magic is contained within a central cell shaped like a stone inside its body. The darker the color of the magical stone, the higher its rank. The shapes of the magical stones are illustrated below by rank." Kang Yu called her CEO, and she was startled, quickly replying, "Yes." He inquired, "Maybe you have magical stones?" "Let me see if I can." "I'll quickly find some." "Yes, please wait a moment." She handed him a stone. Here, this is an E-rank magical stone obtained from hunting goblins. Kang Yu tightly held the stone, examining it, thinking the article said the darker the color, the higher the rank. In Koa's curious gaze, he closed his eyes to concentrate, but he couldn't sense any magic at all. But Kang Yu suspected silently that it definitely contained power, just not magic, because before he had felt a little magic. The magic had increased one level, so he thought the magic inside the magical stone. He doubted, but thought the power contained inside might be another kind of energy called magic. He questioned, if so, where does the magic come from? And Kang Yu then shrugged it off, whatever. He returned the stone. It looks beautiful, thank you, CEO. She shyly accepted it. Yes. Kang Yu thought he had to sell this to earn money. He quietly calculated, if I want to do that. Then Kang Yu asked CEO, is there any office managing awakeners nearby? She thought and replied, not recently, but the nearest office is near Seoul Station. And Koa suggested I was planning to go there too. Do you want to come along? He was curious. You're going there too, she sighed. Yes, honestly, my family situation isn't good. With the magical stone in hand, Koa said, so I risked entering the gate. I only realized the danger and recklessness when you smiled brightly and said you appeared Kang Yu. So once again, thank you. Kang Yu smiled awkwardly. It's nothing. I'm just shy. I just want to help someone like you. Inside, he felt pain after having to close his eyes to the demons for 10,000 years. Koa was determined. That's why I will seriously study all the basics. My goal is to become a Stage 2 Awakener. Kang Yu felt happy inside. Finally, I've found an angel. He encouraged her, you'll definitely do well. She smiled shyly, thanking him. Seeing that smile, Kang Yu silently thought, but he still had no intention of helping her. He spoke. So shall we go now? Koa immediately agreed. Yes, I'll come right away. I'm ready. Kang Yu thought silently, if I go with someone weak like her, my hunting efficiency will drop. He knew his words were a bit heartless, but that was the truth he calculated. Logically, he had to try to minimize losses. His priority was to regain his strength. Because this is Earth where he had returned after 10,000 years. He needed to become stronger if he wanted to survive like before when he was in hell. While thinking, she suddenly called him, making him startle Kongu. Do you have an ID card yet? Kang Yu was silent, trying to cover. Can we just go to the headquarters first? Finally, he got his ID card while on the train. Kang Yu was still engrossed, looking at the card in his hand. Not looking away from it, he thought silently that this was a reissued identification card. Kang Yu stood nervously in front of the reception desk, stammering as he asked the receptionist if it was finished. The receptionist quickly replied without forgetting customer service. Yes, it's done. Do you need anything else? Kang Yu awkwardly responded, no, thank you. She spoke, and he thought to himself that he had even thought they had listed him as missing. Through moments like this, he sadly realized that truly no one knew he was missing, remembering past memories and the hard times in that hellish place. Kang Yu suddenly felt sad because no one remembered him even after 5 years. Kang Yu briefly glimpsed through his scattered past memories that were still the same, still alone handling everything, no matter who struggles to survive still alone. From the deepest darkness, a gentle, sweet voice suddenly pulled him back to reality. Koa said, pointing outside the window, telling him to look outside. Her enthusiasm surprised Koa Kongu, who glanced over briefly. Sola also said, we're almost there. Just as she finished, before their eyes appeared the scene of a building with unique architecture called the Player Management Office. Koa exclaimed, amazing, I really like the view here, realizing he was no longer alone like before. Kang Yu silently put his certification card into his pocket, as if putting his past aside, quietly telling himself, yeah, from now on it will be different. He turned to answer Koa, it's great. After a while of moving, the two finally arrived at the Player Management Office station. The door on the left will open again on the left wing. The CEO excitedly called Kongu over here, yes, at the main courtyard of the Seoul Player Management Office. The CEO happily introduced, we've arrived. This is the headquarters of the Seoul Player Management Office. For the first time, Kongu witnessed such a magnificent and grand building and couldn't help but exclaim, so huge. He looked at the huge gateway and thought silently, isn't it even bigger than Incheon Airport? Koa suddenly pulled something out of her pocket and handed it to Kongu, saying, yes, Kongu, I have something to tell you. Then she suddenly took out an old phone and gave it to him, saying, this is my old phone. She also reminded him, there's Wi-Fi in the management office, so use this to communicate later. Though she didn't cry outside, Kongu was already tearing up inside, thinking, she really is an angel. His eyes lit up. Thank you so much. Though they came together, their reasons were different, so Koa took the initiative to say, Kongu, I'm going to go in and try to register for the newcomer lecture. Seeing that Kongu knew it was time to get to work, so he quickly replied, All right, I'm heading in too. I'll call you later. As usual, kind Koa offered, I think I'll be done later, but let's have dinner together. Kongu immediately smiled at the thought of food and quickly replied, Yeah, of course, be careful. He thought to himself, great. After they parted ways, Kongu entered the building alone. Inside the player management office, seeing everything so vast, he couldn't help but think, this place is no joke. Just by glancing at the equipment they carried, he guessed that players had become important figures. From afar, a machine suddenly displayed, Please scan your verified ID card. Kongu curiously thought, Is this where I get my waiting ticket? As Kongu scanned his card, the machine began the process, Please scan your verified ID card verifying. After a while, his image appeared on the screen and the machine automatically assigned him a number, Name Kongu verification complete. Your waiting number is 18. Please take your waiting ticket. Before he could even recover from the advanced technology, the machine instructed, Please proceed to the examination room with your waiting ticket. As the machine finished speaking, his number card vibrated, and a straight electronic line suddenly appeared at Kongu's feet, guiding him. Please follow the path to the examination room with your waiting ticket. After arriving at waiting room number 9 as directed by the card, Kongu found a seat and took out Koa's old phone to browse the web. Behind him, 2 hunters were talking. Sorry, what's your rank in stage 1? Mine's D. Not bad. Do you think you can get A, B, or higher in stage 2? Old man D rank. Hearing that, the other laughed loudly and replied, I can't compare to players like Beck Watson or Che Eonju. The other humbly said, Those guys are in a different league. Regardless of the world, Kongu kept searching and typing on the phone. Listening more closely, Kongu suddenly heard, We don't compare ourselves to the 5 guild leaders who reached S rank during the first awakening phase. I heard you can be recruited into one of the big 5 guilds if you reach S rank. Honestly, I don't want to stand out too much during phases 1 and 2 either. At least being recognized later is enough. Kongu doubted the big 5 guilds. After reviewing Kim Jae-hyun of Mia Cha-yun-woo of Red Velvet, Baek Kang Zaeon of Han Eun-jung-hyun-ju of Sunray Chae-ming-yok of Anduri were the names he paid attention to, he raised his hand to his face, silently thinking, Each guild was founded by a top 5 player in Korea. I'll meet them once I regain my strength. He calmly said, The stronger you are, the more noticeable you become. There's a good chance I've already met them to make things easier and more convenient later. He had already set his own goal, I have to regain my strength faster than ever. But his source of power was limited. If I had the title of player, I might be much stronger than before. While pondering suddenly, a voice called out his registration number, catching his attention. Number 18, can you come here? The door suddenly opened. Kongu stepped in without hesitation. After entering, someone kindly guided him to a chair. Go to the test counter, your seat is over there. After moving to the designated spot, Kongu began answering the expert's questions. Are you Kongu? Yes. She handed him a sphere and guided him. Just place your hand on this sphere. When you add your power, it will change color depending on your attribute ranking. The higher your rank, the deeper the color. With his 10,000 years of experience, Kongu just sighed and thought, no big deal, standing out too much isn't good either. What if I'm too strong? Then it began to emit intense light. Without even looking at the result or process, Kongu grimaced and complained, Oh no, looks like I showed too much power. The expert at the desk quietly watched the sphere the entire time without saying a word. After the light faded, she announced, Kongu, you are a forced pseudo-awakener. He stood frozen in shock, speechless, and withdrew his hand. All right, the consultant carefully advised, I'll guide you through what you need to know. With a D rank and lower abilities, his face was expressionless and silent. I understand my power is sealed, but down to F rank. The girl with glasses began the introduction. You'll receive an E-rank player card and can enter the corresponding level's gate, but higher rank gates you can only enter with a guardian. Kongu was a bit stubborn because this ability was different from normal, so he might misjudge it. He sighed and sneered, "If Ba Lok hears this, he'll go crazy. That rotten demon will definitely scream. How dare she say that the Demon King doesn't need protection?" Kongu was tired and hurt, having endured 10,000 years suddenly returning. He asked her in despair, "What do I need to do to level up?" Through the consultant, he learned Koa was also actively participating in that process. If he completes the basic course, he'll immediately reach D rank. Another method is using the magic stones he just traded. He can level up many things that way. He judged it to be a good method. After grasping his position, Kongu slowly stood up. "I understand now." The consultant hurriedly called out, "Please wait a moment while I prepare your player card." Then she added, "Do you want me to help you register for the basic course?" Kongu already had his own plan, so he gently declined, "No, thank you." Having seen many similar cases, she guessed Kongu's mood and thought, in his despair, he must be shocked at how low his rank is. However, in this state, he's very vulnerable inside the gate. For many, this is a death sentence, so she understood that if someone is F rank, it's best to give up being a player. While distracted, the crystal ball beside her began changing from transparent white to deep black. The girl immediately noticed the sphere's abnormality and asked in surprise, "Why the color change?" When she reached out curiously to check what is happening, "Is it broken?" Moments later, the sphere seemed overloaded and split in two, releasing a powerful energy that startled her in fear. That person's rank was definitely forced. Later, the smoke and strong, dark energy still hovered around the orb, leaving the specialist stunned with a heart full of tangled feelings. She was shocked and didn't expect this situation. No way even Baek Kang Hyun's rank S magic was only dark gray. There's no reason for black to exist. Then she called the receptionist. "Receptionist, please help me exchange the crystal orb." Putting that matter aside, the scene shifts to a dungeon gate. This place was already bustling with the chatter of countless people looking for teams. Someone ordered, "Any mages here?" Thieves looking for teammates. No thieves accepted. Healers only accept rank D or higher. Any fighters. The competition rate for forming a team was very high. When Kongu just arrived, he witnessed this scene more clearly than ever. "I'm a thief. We don't accept thieves. We will take anyone who doesn't have a team yet." "Do you accept thieves?" Hearing continuous refusals for that profession made Kongu sigh and wonder, why does everyone refuse thieves? Then he approached the gate and showed his papers to the guard. "This is my player card." He thought coldly, but it didn't concern him. It didn't take long for the guard to verify the information. "I've confirmed you're a rank E player. You may enter." Ignoring all the chaos outside, Kongu entered the dungeon gate for the first time with his hunting goal. Once fully through the gate into a strange land, he couldn't help but say, "Looks like I made it in." Kongu hid his worry, thinking he was still a bit scared it might be a forced dungeon due to teleportation aftershocks negatively affecting his body. Kongu held his head and exclaimed, "I don't like anything that requires instant teleportation. It's also kind of strange." Then Kongu shrugged, shook off the shock, and prepared mentally for his hunt. He told himself he should probably start looking for monsters first. Suddenly from behind Kongu appeared a large shadow calling to him. "Hey, just as you were shrugging." He tilted his head back and stared at the large figure, unable to help but wonder, a bear. It turned out to be a big man looking down at him and calling him buddy. Then the man probed, "Are you here alone? Have you gone through your second awakening yet?" With no information about the other party, Kongu just gave some polite replies. Yes, that's right." Seeing the big guy approaching without clear reason made him cautious. "What does this guy want?" From behind, the big guy's teammate called out, "Tesu, we're ready?" Kongu could be seen responding, "No, I haven't gone through the second awakening yet." Hearing this, the man suddenly shouted loudly, "Oh my God!" The echo startled both teammates. Seconds later, he smiled warmly and said to Kongu, "Looks like you didn't attend the basic training. Having someone like Edison on the team is much better than going alone." He even excitedly suggested to the Demon King, "What do you think about that? If you haven't joined any team yet, you could try playing with us." Seeing the teammate act presumptuously, the female mage loudly scolded, Hey, Tesu, why are you deciding on your own? The swordsman behind also chimed in. That's right, he probably won't be of any help anyway. Hearing such heartless abandonment, Tesu flew into a rage and shouted back, Come on, guys. You know what situation he's in, right? We will save his life. If you guys really care, then I won't accept magical stones from you anymore. Let's add him to our team. Seeing his enthusiastic spirit made Kongu consider, he seems like a good guy. Meanwhile, Tesu kept persuading everyone as long as he doesn't get in our way. But after all, Kongu still decided to decline his offer. Thanks for your invitation, but I'll hunt alone. No team needed. Before he could finish, the giant Tesu ran over excitedly, shaking his hand. Now they're convinced. Let's introduce ourselves, shall we? My name is Kang Tesu. What's yours? Kongu, already having a plan, politely declined. I'm Kongu, thanks for that, but I have no intention of joining any team. Still not letting me finish my sentence, Tesu laughed loudly, drowning out my voice. Just speak naturally. I may look like this, but I'm only 24 years old. Hearing the age made Kongu's expression suddenly turn suspicious, like questioning life itself. What? He's lying that he's 24 with that face? Tesu had it all planned. Right after speaking, he pulled out his ID card for Kongu to see, confidently awaiting his teammates' disappointed reaction. He's right behind you. See, born in 1999. That's me, Kang Taeju. This ridiculous situation made Kongu question what the heck had happened in the last 5 years. But setting that aside, he returned to the topic, nodding. All right, then I'll speak freely. A moment later, he called him by name directly, Tesu. I appreciate your offer, but I came in here with a specific plan in mind. The teammates around quickly caught his meaning and didn't want to say more, leaving only Tesu's hesitant murmurs. After a while, Tesu could only scratch his head regretfully. If you're that determined, then there's no other way. Tesu, being kind-hearted, reminded Kongu. But be careful, this area is home to goblins, and among them is a big strong one called the Goblin Boss. Basically, it's a goblin bigger, stronger, and more dangerous than the others. It's a boss-level monster completely different from ordinary goblins, so you have to escape from it at all costs. Seeing his thoroughness made Kongu smile quietly. He really is kind. Then he thanked him. All right. Thanks for the advice. After sharing the important info, it was time for Tesu's group to leave, and he didn't forget to say goodbye to Kongu. Take care. Seeing such enthusiasm, Kongu sighed. If I really were a new F-rank adventurer, I might have teamed up with them. But he's not in that group. He rolled up his sleeves to get to work, but being alone suits him better. Kongu stepped into the forest with fiery determination. Let's go now. As soon as he finished, Kongu shot off like a flash and quickly disappeared from sight. Moving along, he carefully observed everything around him, looking for goblin traces. They're quite numerous, too. Surely it's somewhere nearby. Racing through the trees, he excitedly found it. Kongu didn't hesitate to charge into the goblin pack. Here it is. Without a word, once he found the goblin nest, Kongu took the first head and added an unexpected kill to his tally. When the goblins detected an intruder, they immediately signaled the others about his presence. But at Kongu's speed, he killed one and rushed to the next so fast the goblins couldn't react. Discovering an entire village of soldiers to level up without effort, Kongu couldn't help but exclaim, Jackpot! They were terrified and cautious, standing before the weak goblins. Kongu unleashed his full power. Bring it on, goblins! Though their intelligence isn't high and their strength is lacking, they fear no one. Seeing their opponent was Kongu, the goblins became chaotic, all pointing their swords at him. Kongu struck down 2 with a single slash, then turned and finished off 2 more. Taking advantage of his distraction, a goblin jumped to strike from a blind spot, but he's the main character. He planned for this. Just after finishing those 2, he spun with momentum and ended the cowardly attacker. That still wasn't enough for him. After regaining distance from the others, he twisted his hips to pull out his blade and block incoming strikes, then swung hard without a word, sending several foes to his XP tally. After finishing this group, Kongu blinked to the next cluster, much to the goblins' shock. They raised their blades, but moments later all were neatly dispatched, one by one, sometimes 2 or 3 at once. They all resisted in vain as the blades freely bathed in their blood. They were just pawns in Kongu's wild mad dance. The weaker goblins, seeing their comrades fall one after another, were trembling like freshly plowed fields. Hearing Kongu's voice, still this many, at this moment the joyful thrill of slaughter had just begun. He laughed excitedly and looked at the goblins. Then I'll see you off for a bit. As soon as he finished speaking, his sword blade continued to dance through the wilderness. After a while, his sword blade stopped swinging and gradually retracted. The initial chaotic atmosphere was gradually replaced by Kongu's tired sighs. He killed a lot looking back at his battlefield. He sighed to himself. So many monsters really are exhausting. Suddenly, a notification appeared. Looking closely, he saw some important messages. You have defeated an E-rank goblin monster, gained experience points leveled up 4 times, and your mana stat increased by 1. He was surprised and asked himself, seems like leveling up also increases mana. Putting that aside, he reached out to the cold body of a goblin lying on the ground. For now, I know there's no power in the magic stones. The moment he activated the gluttony power, the entire surrounding scene darkened. A series of mouths began to appear from the void, devouring the loot lying on Kongu's ground voraciously. While focusing on controlling everything, he sensed something. I can feel magic. After closely observing their body parts, he concluded, the source of mana isn't in the magic stones. I feel it throughout their bodies. The strength varies depending on the time of death. That means if I absorb the corpses of monsters that just died, I can collect mana bit by bit. Kongu was excited. Great. I can sell magic stones this way and also gain mana. When the bodies were completely reduced to bones, Kongu happily organized, I just need to count the magic stones before leaving. While gleefully picking up the remaining magic stones after devouring the corpses, he wondered, if I sell all these stones, how many chickens could I buy? Looking at the clean, scattered bones on the ground, he imagined that he only ate the meat and left the bones just like when eating chicken. Speaking of chicken, he immediately thought of golden, crispy fried chicken legs and wings, hot and mouth-watering. But chicken meat makes people crave it even more. Once I get out of here, I'll probably head straight to the chicken shop, maybe catch a sale too. Thinking of gentle Miss A feeding me a bite of chicken made my mouth water. Even kings wouldn't have it better. Motivated, he felt as if his strength was boosted by 200% and continuously scooped up the magic stones on the ground. Shouting loudly, Sheila, wait for me. I'll treat you to marinated chicken, crispy fried chicken, and pickled radish too. I'm pumped. Suddenly, a loud noise came from somewhere, making Kongu freeze and listen carefully. He turned around cautiously and was amazed to see something interesting in front of him. Seeing the large figure, he curiously asked, is that the thing Tesu mentioned? A giant goblin! A huge goblin! Without saying a word, its fiery red eyes locked onto Kongu, growling as it fixed its gaze on him. Seconds later, it roared loudly, its whole body radiating strong energy. Kongu startled and froze in panic. Is that magic? Looking at the giant blue monster charging forward, Kongu was somewhat surprised. Does it know how to use magic? He stood ready, eyes sharp with magic focus. Kongu squinted, calculating inwardly. When it comes to destructive power, my mana is much more advanced than this guy's magic. But in the blink of an eye, it raised its greatsword high and stood right before Kongu. With a terrifying growl, the blue monster smashed down hard where he was standing. Fortunately, Kongu dodged by an inch, but even dodging to the side, its stomp was strong enough to knock him flying a long distance. Immediately, he raised the 2 knives on his hands to block as its strike came again. This time, it knocked Kongu flying even farther. Before he hit the ground, the massive figure had already raised its sword and charged at him again without warning. Another powerful blow struck, sending rocks flying and dust clouding the whole area. As the dust settled, a sturdy foot appeared. Kongu lowered his center of gravity, raising both arms above his head, successfully blocking the monster's strike, but it was slightly too much for him. Kongu gritted his teeth, eyes fixed on the point of impact, feeling a bit worried. The problem is, the difference in physical strength comes from weight class. After a while, he seemed unable to hold on any longer, gritting his teeth tightly, using his remaining strength to fling its strike to the side. He successfully dodged this time, but that only made the monster even angrier. It bared its fierce teeth at him. Kongu sensed danger and struck first. It quickly tilted its body, using its shoulder armor to block the strike, then threw him back a bit. Seeing the armor had only one crack, Kongu muttered under his breath. Damn it! I was knocked back by its spear because my stats are still too low. I need to find a bigger weakness. While complaining, he leaned aside to avoid the swinging blade. But its next attack was even faster, forcing Kongu to dodge at full speed to save himself. Each strike came faster, and he dodged lower and lower, almost skimming the ground. Seeing no way through, the monster angrily raised its blade, stomped down with its huge foot, then kicked toward the direction Kongu was dodging. It alternated between slashing with the blade kneeing to block escape routes and swinging with its arms in various moves. Yet Kongu's body, as if made of water, skillfully dodged before that deadly blade. This time he stepped back a little, crouching close to the ground, eyes focused on the monster's moves, his mind racing. That strong arm helped it fight well. As the leader, it certainly was different. Kongu's face hardened, eyes squinting as he calculated his next move against the goblins he had already killed. This time it swung the blade again. Kongu dodged as usual, but the tree behind him wasn't so lucky. It was cut in half with a single strike. Looking at the rocky ground ahead, Kongu thought, officially it's the destroyer of its territory. He casually picked up a stone, skillfully dodging its attacks while reflecting on the recent fight and killing its minions. It was simply his entertainment prey. Kongu smirked slightly, then threw the stone he just picked up with terrifying speed straight at the blue monster. When it hit and fell, the stone turned out to be the skull of one of its own kind. It snarled, furrowing its brow and growling loudly. He held his stance confidently and declared, "This should be enough." Kongu clenched his fists, bursting with anger, gathering the immense power of the fury of the demon Crossel. His body began to transform, eyes glowing, bright blue veins bulging fiercely. He loosened his grip, thinking silently, "It's not mine, it's his." Suddenly, behind the blue monster appeared a demon even more terrifying. It seemed unaware that all eyes were still on Kongu. Its mouth emitted angry growls, ready to pounce and devour him alive. Seconds later, the same growl turned into a painful groan as its body was grabbed tightly by a sharp claw, rendering the blue monster helpless. Kongu took a deep breath, but moments later the monster's grip on its blade tightened and the blue monster recklessly charged forward with a powerful slash. Luckily, Kongu squatted down in time to dodge, but the forest behind him was not so fortunate. This time, not just one, but many trees were cut in half simultaneously. Still unsatisfied, it flipped the blade and slashed again. Kongu was fine, but the trees were brutally shredded. He paused briefly. This power is actually a type of enhancement that greatly boosts the user's deficient strength. The blue monster's eyes blazed brightly. It roared loudly, then went mad, attacking with punches and hooks, then slashing repeatedly with its blade. In the noisy, hazy space, Kongu continuously dodged while still having time to think. But in reality, the price of that power was a curse that turned the target's brain into decoration. He used supersonic speed to dodge its attacks, still smiling, brightly, eyes shining with confidence. The simple and chaotic attacks of an irrational monster. Kongu's eyes were red, his smile still there, fist raised high as he began to attack. His calculations were gradually proven to be the easiest way to create many openings for attack. Kongu surged forward confidently. As the green monster swung its blade, he dodged and simultaneously struck its left knee with his forehead first. This move made it roar in pain, successfully knocking it down and causing it to collapse on one leg. Kongu clenched his fists, eyes looking up to judge the next direction of attack. The green monster raised its blade high. His last attack triggered its passive counterattack, its eyes glowing fiercely. The green monster swung its blade down at him with all its strength. Slightly stunned by the attack, and unsure who the syrup spraying was from Kongu or the green monster. The green monster lay motionless. Kongu's blade plunged through its head, syrup splattering everywhere. Finally, he let out a relieved breath, looking at his hand stained with syrup. Kongu sighed helplessly. "If only I had power, it would be so easy. Does that mean I have to start over again?" He flicked his hand to shake off the syrup, then glanced at the virtual mailbox before him, somewhat surprised. Kongu clicked on it, and several messages appeared. "You have cleared the monster territory alone. You will receive 150% experience points. You have successfully defeated a C-rank monster boss, Hot Goon Bin." He muttered, "That was a boss." More notifications followed. "You have leveled up 3 times. This line surprised Kongu. Then, you have unlocked the Second Awakening after reaching level 2. Your special ability Second Awakening has been unlocked. He clenched his fist joyfully. This information made Kongu extremely excited. All right, the Second Awakening. A description of this power also appeared after the special ability Second Awakening Insatiable Hunger. Effect: you will absorb more mana from targets defeated when using greed. He thought silently, "Not bad, even if it's not a strong skill, now I can absorb more mana." Kongu enthusiastically whispered as he continuously operated the virtual screen. "If I use the benefits of being a player, I can become stronger, right? Then let's see how strong my special ability is. Looking at the huge corpse before him, he gently placed his hand on its head and quietly activated greed. A strong, dark energy appeared, quickly devouring the massive corpse. Kang Yu watched the swirling light on his hand and quietly marveled. The dark aura is getting stronger. Is this the effect of the special ability? Thinking that he touched the shadowy remains of the corpse, and the system quickly followed with a notification. Insatiable hunger has been activated. You will absorb more mana. Your mana stat will increase by 3. Total mana is 19. These stats surprised Kang Yu greatly. The absorption amount definitely increased. Holding a small energy orb in his hand, he seemed satisfied. Defeating strong monsters will definitely make me stronger. The huge corpse now was just a pristine white skeleton. Kang Yu squinted silently, calculating perfectly how this mana increase would affect him, then closed his eyes to begin sensing the mana flow now surrounding him. But Kang Yu was a bit surprised. My strength, I thought I'd at least be twice as strong as before. He clenched his fist, suspicion rising. Is it actually 3 times stronger than I thought? The mana aura rose up, enveloping him completely inside the illusion. Perhaps Kang Yu sat down fully to feel the ground beneath his feet. This place is the Marriott Demon Gate. It seemed he discovered something. Thinking silently, I knew it. Kang Yu's eyebrows furrowed tightly, his mood a bit anxious. The ceiling layer on the Marriott Demon Gate has weakened. He lowered his eyes in confusion, but why shouldn't there be any special changes besides the awakening? Glancing at the virtual info panel beside him, then suddenly realizing something, he exclaimed silently. Kang Yu guessed in his mind, don't tell me that every time I unlock an awakening, you unlock the second awakening after reaching level 2. Unlocking the second awakening, the ceiling layer on the Mirage Demon Gate weakens too. He smiled confidently, his gaze becoming firmer. If that's true, then if I keep leveling up, I might regain my original power. If so, there's even more reason to reach higher level gates. Kang Yu stood up straight, encouraging himself all right. He picked up the gem from the monster skeleton, then gave a twisted smile, playing with the gem in his hand, and whispering, the next target is the third awakening at level 21. Much later, at a bustling eatery filled with voices, among them were him and Koa sitting and eating like they hadn't eaten in ages. Kang Yu just stuffed a piece of fried chicken into his mouth and, without waiting his other hand, picked up the next piece. He devoured each bite deliciously, then, after swallowing, grabbed his beer glass and gulped down half of it in one go. Kang Yu then slammed the glass on the table and shouted with satisfaction, "That's awesome!" She sat opposite, watching him eat happily, then smiled and asked, "Is it that good?" Kang Yu raised his hand to wipe his mouth and answered, "Yes, very good." So Koa, wanting to tease him, threw out a critical question, "Better than the kimchi soup I make?" The question made Kang Yu momentarily speechless. After some hesitation, he seriously replied, "Even so, I like your kimchi soup better." That was all Koa needed to smile and say, "I'm just joking, you're really funny." Kang Yu lifted his beer glass to hide his embarrassment, smiling awkwardly and responding, "Is that so?" Knowing she was a bit too quick, she added more food to her plate. Kang Yu invited, "You should try some of mine too, Koa." He exclaimed happily and asked, "Are you sure?" But before Koa could answer, he quickly said, "Thank you very much." Suddenly she went silent for a moment, then hesitantly said, "Kang Yu, if you don't mind." Kang Yu was still chewing vigorously. Mr. Ten cheerfully looked up at Koa, who paused briefly before continuing, "Do you have any friends or family?" The question made Kang Yu freeze. The atmosphere suddenly became strangely quiet despite the lively chatter around them. He raised his beer glass, finished the rest in one gulp, then slammed it down again, this time with some bitterness. "I don't have friends." The glass Kang Yu hit fell to the floor, bouncing rhythmically. He answered sadly, "Family, even home." She looked at him worriedly and asked gently, "So where do you sleep?" Kang Yu bent down to hide his current emotions and answered Koa in the calmest tone, "Actually, I don't have anywhere to go." But his hands holding the fork trembled slightly, revealing his true feelings. Seeing this, she made a suggestion. "I don't know if you'd be okay with it, but if you don't mind, would you like to stay at my place?" Hearing this, Kang Yu's eyes widened in surprise, and he asked again, "Huh? Are you sure?" Koa reached out, took another fork from the box, and said yes. "In this short time, I don't even know how much you've helped me. Don't worry about it." She smiled and explained. Kang Yu scratched his head awkwardly and shyly said, "Then I'll accept your offer." Taking the ring from Koa's hand, he happily said, "Good luck to both of us, Sheila." She also gave a loud okay and joked, "I'll have to rely on you to take care of me, Kang Yu." Koa looked at him affectionately, thinking that Kang Yu seemed to have a lot he wanted to say. After sitting for a while, he suddenly remembered and exclaimed, "Oh, and I have something I want to give you." Kang Yu pushed out a thick envelope and said, "There's probably about 3,000 won in here." Koa's eyes widened in shock, and she quickly asked, "Huh, but why?" Kang Yu calmly replied, "Consider it my lodging fee." She waved her hand nervously and stammered, "If that's the case, I can't accept it." Koa whispered sadly, "You've helped me so much already, I can't take this money." Before she could finish, he interrupted with reassurance. "You've spent a lot lately, too. I know you're going through a tough time." Koa hesitated, but before she could refuse further, he pushed the envelope forward, pulled his hand away from the stack of money, and said, "Don't feel pressured. Plus, I still eat your food. If you don't like calling it lodging fees, then call it grocery money." Seeing the stack of money lying alone on the table, Koa had no choice but to accept it, helplessly. She exclaimed truly. She hugged the money tightly, eyes tearing up as she looked at Kang Yu and said, "Thank you so much, Kang Yu." He forced a smile and said, "Don't mention it." Then Koa made a suggestion. "Tomorrow I'll cook kimchi soup with better meat. It will be even more delicious." Hearing that, he drooled excitedly and joined in, really, feeling nothing but joy inside, thinking, "I get to eat kimchi soup every day now. I knew it, Sheila really is an angel. I'll sell magic stones to make money and make you happy." Just thinking about it made Kang Yu cry tears of joy. Suddenly recalling something, he stopped and asked, Sheila, have there been any D-rank portals recently?" She thought for a moment, then replied, "If you're looking for the D-level gate, there's one nearby. Although I haven't been there before, I heard it's full of lizard people." Kang Yu popped a piece of chicken into his mouth, his eyes glazing over as he fell into thought. "I have to go there tomorrow. I have to defeat stronger monsters and unlock the next awakening phase faster while earning more money." Still thinking, he didn't forget to eat repeatedly, stabbing pieces of meat on his plate. His head was still swimming, but honestly, is lizard meat really tasty? Thinking about this, Kang Yu immediately asked, "La, could you possibly take me to a bedroom that's been unoccupied for a while?" She introduced, "This room used to belong to my brother, but now you can use it as you like, Kang Yu." Kang Yu entered the room with his personal belongings. He politely replied, "Thank you very much." Then Kang Yu sat down on the single bed in the room. He sincerely expressed his gratitude to her. "Thanks to you, I can finally have a comfortable sleep." Sao La blushed slightly and replied, "It's nothing." Perhaps noticing it was late, Sao La didn't stay to bother Kang Yu's rest any longer. She stepped out of the room and kindly turned off the lights for him. "Well then, good night, Kang Yu." He gently responded, "Yeah, good night, Sao La." The door closed, but not completely. There was still a small crack letting some outside light into the dark room. He looked toward the light for a moment, then silently lay on the single bed, thinking, "This is the comfort I haven't felt for 10,000 years. Too quiet, too comfortable." It truly was the right decision to return here. Meanwhile, somewhere nearby, many people were gathering as if preparing for a very important mission. Here, the activity of recruiting teammates and selecting people for groups was bustling. The first person calling out, "I'm looking for Ms. Thuong Jia, who has awakened to stage 2. The second shouted, "I'm looking for people with special abilities higher than sea level." The third group was recruiting, saying, "We're running a team ready to quickly and safely accept you during your awakening to stage 3. Kang Yu thought quietly, "Since I've reached D level, there should be teammates here." While he was searching for teammates alone, his eyes suddenly caught the image of Taehyung kneeling down, begging to join a team. "Please let me join. I'll be orderly and help with bandaging or whatever." The other person flatly refused. "We don't accept people who only know how to bandage." Kang Yu was a bit surprised. That guy too? At this rate, they'll have to accept him eventually. "This is terrible," he muttered, walking to the gate to verify player ranks. The soldier on duty checked his card and confirmed, "All right, we've confirmed you're a D-level player." Kang Yu still had some unresolved thoughts about Taehyung's earlier story, but he put them aside, thinking it's not my business anyway. Kang Yu then stepped through the D-level gate. He looked around for a moment, then finally lay down on the grass. So this is the D-level gate. Should I move stealthily? Instantly, Kang Yu activated his silent power mode. Kang Yu reminded himself of what Shella once said. They are sensitive to sound but have poor eyesight. If you don't approach silently, they'll immediately pounce on you. The lizard people are large bipedal lizards about the size of an adult human. Apart from these two traits, they look like ordinary lizards in appearance. Kang Yu's eyes lit up as he spotted them. Shella had once taught Kang Yu about the lizard people. They also fear fire, so having a fire mage on his team would be more effective when hunting lizard people. Remembering this, he immediately used the power of the demon Andras Hellfire to burn all the lizard people present. Because their eyes can't clearly see the future, they got caught in the flames. They struggled, jumping into the water, doing everything to extinguish the fire. Instinctively, the dumber ones just stand aside, silently observing, reminding themselves that you can't extinguish the fire of hell by ordinary means. If you don't use magic power or sorcery to suppress the fire, you will never be able to put it out. And because it burns your life force, not your physical body, you can only leave behind your corpse for your enemies. Speaking of which, Han Tae-hyun's guild name is Andras, right? I think he just picked that name randomly from somewhere. For me, if things don't work out, I'm fine with destroying everything myself. After seeing the group of lizard people completely lose all their power, Kongu noticed there was still another group of lizard people behind them. Kongu turned back to look at them and considered whether he should hunt more. Should I hunt another pack? He was still hesitating when someone's voice cut through his thoughts. A young man spoke, looking at Kongu's gear. You must be new here, right? Do you want to join our hunting guild? Kongu wasn't very interested in the topic. He just asked out of courtesy what guild. Ho-jun introduced, We're the Andras Guild. Kongu looked at the group briefly and replied, I'm not interested, saying that he turned and walked away, leaving the others behind. Ho-jun looked at his attitude, angry and confused. What's with that? He's such an arrogant kid, looks like a rookie but not humble at all. The woman beside him softly asked Honey, what should we do now? If he keeps acting like this, the guild leader will. He replied, if it's come to this, just leave him half alive and dump his body somewhere. It's been a long time since we got some relief. Let's teach that guy a life lesson. His expression grew darker, revealing a sinister ambition. Leaving that group behind, Kongu continued hunting the lizard people using his old moves to defeat them all. After taking down quite a few lizard people, he thought to himself, looks like I'm clearing out the entire area. Safety is good, but to level up fast, a little danger is okay. Kongu was looking for something that glowed with purple light, probably the combined power of all the lizard people he had just defeated. He stared at it, stroking his chin, thinking about what to do next. Lost in his own world, suddenly a voice startled him. He clenched the glowing object tightly and instinctively turned toward the sound. He analyzed the voice and realized the other person seemed to be reading his thoughts. The man spoke, Don't you remember I'm your senior? I was wondering if the newbie hunter is any good, so I came to check. Kongu observed quietly, then silently judged that those who had looked at him earlier were clearly scumbags who prey on the weak. Kongu appeared indifferent. He thought the worry was pointless. As you can see, I'm doing just fine here. Ho-jun looked at him with some contempt. Is that so? But your clothes are still clean, and there's not a single corpse around. Kongu replied in a casual tone because I wanted to take a break. Ho-jun, raising his voice, questioned Senior. Why are you speaking so flippantly to your senior like that? Because being kind just brings trouble. Kongu decided not to hold back. He responded, because I think you senior are a bit troublesome. This indifferent tone immediately drove Ho-jun crazy. You bastard. The angrier he got, the more indifferent Kongu acted. What, you want to fight? Tae-hyun, standing behind, seemed unable to contain his anger. He charged forward, but before he could reach him, a hand reached out to stop him. Stop Tae-hyun calmed him down. But Ho-jun, don't worry, I've thought of a way to teach that arrogant bastard a lesson. Kongu thought to himself, if this guy is already acting so disrespectful, he's probably at least a rank B. Ho-jun sneered. You're such an annoying guy, but I'll make you regret it right now. Kongu showed no fear. On the contrary, he looked excited and eager for it. Ho-jun tightly grips his sword to see how long you can keep joking around. Then he strikes the sword hard against the iron forearm guard, creating a loud noise. His teammate warns, do you know that lizards are very sensitive to noise? Kongu looks at him like a foolish show-off, not understanding what he's trying to do. How adorable he doesn't just strike once he's crazy enough to hit it again even harder. The noise successfully attracts the group of lizards. Ripples appear on the water's surface. He's excited and prepares a defensive chant. After stepping into the shield, he looks at him with disdain. What do you plan to do to stop me? I can distinguish hundreds of types just by sound. Maybe it's a bit harsh to teach a cocky guy like you a lesson, right? If you kneel and beg me, I might reconsider before beating you to a crippled state. Now you're so scared you can't even speak, huh? At this moment, Kongu calmly replies, I've been wondering about your true strength, but I didn't expect it to be just that. Ho-jun senses a bit of contempt in his words. He can't understand and asks, "What the hell are you talking about?" Kongu is teaching those guys how to scare someone properly. If you want to scare someone, it should at least be like this. Both his hands stretch wide to gather energy. Then he unleashes the power of supersonic sound. Just one clap from him is tens of times louder than Ho-jun's sword tapping on the forearm guard. Of course he can't stop there. This is just the beginning. He panics. "What is this? Hey, you crazy bastard, stop!" Maybe he's about to fly up, then stomps hard on the ground, but because the others begged, he gently lands back and responds. Ho-jun is confused. "What the hell? What's going on, you bastard?" The scene grows darker as lizards appear from everywhere. They found Ho-jun's group's location. From inside, he exclaims, "It's really gone crazy." The woman panics. "I've never seen so many lizards appear like this." Another guy doesn't even give her time to panic. "Hey, focus, secure the shield." Ho-jun's group starts infighting. "You're crazy. Are you trying to get us all killed?" From underground, Kongu flies up to a branch and asks Ho-jun, "Weren't you the one saying the lizards are very sensitive to noise?" "I know that I know it well." 8 lizards begin a fierce attack outside the shield. At this moment, Ho-jun screams 70% anger, 20% despair, 10% confusion. "You bastard! Are you really crazy? Planning to kill everyone just to vent your anger." Kongu calmly replies, "What are you talking about? I have no intention of dying." From the branch, his gaze grows more dangerous. His words sharpen. "The only ones who should die here are you." He stands on the branch, watching those inside the cramped shield struggle against the lizards gradually surrounding them outside. This is the power of sound force. Seeing the lizards not touching Kongu, Ho-jun panics and guesses a sound control skill. Ho-jun shouts to his teammates, "Pull that barrier back up quickly." His teammate is pierced through the stomach by a lizard's attack while others look at him with angry eyes. Ho-jun panics and sinks to the ground as his teammates fall one by one, unable to fight back. He tries to cover his mouth with both hands to hold back sobbing. Utter helplessness, he can't resist nor do anything else. The only thing he can do is sit there trying not to make a sound. The weapon in his fallen teammate's hand drops beside Ho-jun, who trembles, begging, "Help me, Kongu, please, I was wrong, please." Kongu responds to his desperate panic with indifference, gently saying, "CEO, Bay, good luck." Then he clenched his fist and made an extremely loud noise near him. Ho-jun was completely desperate now. He shouted helplessly, "You bastard!" And unable to escape fate, he was attacked by the lizard people and then died in painful helplessness. Chin fight demons with even more vicious demons and a murderous aura with an even greater killing intent. Kongu stood on the branch observing everything. Kongu used hellfire to burn everything, and when everything settled, he decided to start collecting the loot. So let's get started. Kongu used the gluttony skill and the system notified that his mana had increased. One cannot continue to use gluttony on this item. The system triggered a protection. Seeing this notification, he was confused and thought, "This protection system sounds familiar, doesn't it?" Then he suddenly remembered, since standing in this chaotic scene, he thought quietly that the things he's seeing, the things here seem to be players protected by this thing, also called the protection system. I want to know if I can digest it. The special ability of a player using gluttony. He looked at Ho-jun's corpse. Next to it was a magic stone. Kongu sighed softly. "Well, it doesn't really matter, but the amount of mana I can use is still the most important." The system notified that his mana stat had reached 30. He looked and exclaimed, "Mana has increased significantly compared to last time." Not talking about the amount of mana after collecting everything yet. Kongu tried activating the Hellfire skill to check, and then he realized that the quality of the mana now is what he's talking about. I just need to level up once more. He really looks forward to the third awakening. I've hunted too much today, so the third awakening won't be far off. He stepped forward, picked up the stone beside Ho-jun's corpse, and headed back. I'll keep going a little longer. 3 days later at the CEO's house, Kongu happily lifted the pot and finished all the food the CEO cooked. He didn't hold back his praise. "It's still as delicious as everyday CEO." The CEO replied, "Thank you, Kongu. Are you coming to the gate to hunt again today?" Kongu thought for a moment and replied, "Yes, I'll probably be back by dinner." Koa lifted the electric kettle and said softly, "Aren't you pushing yourself too hard? You haven't had a break for a few days." Kongu smiled and replied, "I'm fine." Remembering something, he asked Koa, "When does your class end?" She answered, "I think I'll finish in a few days. Clearly starting today, we will go hunt dwarf demons to level up. I don't know if we'll do well, but I want to awaken the second time soon." She brewed tea while chatting. Kongu sincerely encouraged, "I'm sure you will soon." She replied, "Thank you." She handed him another cup of tea before leaving. Surely he's tired from lack of sleep. Kongu sincerely thanked her. He thought quietly, an angel is here. During a quiet moment, remembering something, Koa spoke up. "Ah, I forgot. I just recalled, please help me investigate the gate." She asked if he had heard any news about the gate. He wondered what news. She shared knowledge she knew. She told him there were rumors that high-level players were around there. It might just be rumor 7, but we should still be careful. Hearing that, Kongu thought to himself that high-level players might disguise their ranks and attack other players. He wondered if the rumor started from that bastard Andras. Then he denied it himself, thinking that he had checked around before hunting and found no witnesses. Looking at the corpses, it seemed they were killed by lizard people. If the person in the rumor were me, I wouldn't worry much, but I can't be sure. Kongu muttered to himself that he should prepare for many scenarios and level up as fast as possible. The system notified Kongu that he had reached level 20. When you reach level 20, you will awaken the third time. The third awakening has been activated. He felt his magic increase greatly from before. He thought to himself, but this time it's a whole different level. To test the new power, let's see. He tried using the Hellfire technique and then judged for himself as he expected. But there was still something he was unsure about inside. Every time the seal awakened, countless demon gates weakened and mana leaked out. Because the seal weakened underground, a magic stone appeared inside something like a monster's mouth, all covered in purple, making the blue stone stand out even more. Kongu silently thought maybe he should take a quick look at the magic stone. The system notified Kongu that the awakened attribute was False Awakening Stage 3 Demon Mana Hunger Grade A attribute. You can convert the mana in the magic stone into demon power to absorb. Picking up the magic stone from the ground, he quietly evaluated its quality as pretty good. It had demon power equivalent to that of a monster already. This way I can double the rate of demon power absorption. Kongu felt a little regretful, thinking that it seemed he would lose the money he'd get from selling the magic stone. Then he decided, well, I've earned quite a bit these past few days. For now, I have no reason to go to the magic stone trading center anymore. He was doing something on his phone. Kongu suddenly had a pretty great idea. Since there's still time, I want to explore this new ability a bit more. I should also take a little more walk in the forest, right? Without hesitation, he took off his outer jacket, wrapped it around his waist, and began exploring the area. Kongu crouched down and used the power of the sky to boost himself up to observe everything more conveniently. Hovering in midair for a moment, he suddenly realized something. Now that I think about it, I still haven't encountered that lizard boss, huh? I want to try absorbing a magic stone of slightly higher quality, but this forest really limits visibility. Kongu sighed regretfully. He didn't have enough demon power to use the observation ability. While intently observing everything around, he suddenly heard voices somewhere. "Hey, what are you doing?" Recognizing the somewhat familiar voice, he quietly suspected it was Tishu. Just as he guessed, Tishu was standing opposite Taeho and John Ho, both with clenched jaws. Kongu flew closer to that area and observed everything. Taeho spoke with contempt. "You damn four-limbed bastard! You're disgustingly stubborn," John Ho echoed. "This suits your stupid head perfectly. But he's tougher than I thought." Hiding behind a tree, Kongu wondered what was going on. Clearly something unusual was happening. His gaze shifted toward Taehyun lying face down on the ground. Tishu's voice roared, "Why the hell?" After watching for a while, he finally remembered that person. It was the one who kept wandering around looking for the team alone. Tishu angrily shouted at the two others, "Why did you attack my team members?" John Ho spoke with disgust. "Damn, your yelling sounds pretty good." Taeho warned, "What if you accidentally attract that violent lizard guy's attention, what then?" He didn't seem to care about that at all. He continued to question, "Answer me directly." After observing for a while, Kongu concluded that it was obvious the guy had been betrayed. It seemed those bastards were the troublemakers rumored among players. Then he silently sighed in relief. "Just as I thought, that's not really me." Taeho raised his weapon to attack Tishu, angrily shouting, "Why the hell shut up and do what they say?" He rushed to attack Tishu, who used his shield to block it. But the force was so great he was affected. His body was pushed backward. Tishu didn't retaliate, gritting his teeth and breathing heavily. John Ho commented, "This guy is really tough." Taeho asked, "Is it true he's a False Awakening Stage 2? How is he this strong?" Tishu's hand tightly gripped the shield, pressing it hard on the ground, creating a yellow aura surrounding the area. With a determined voice, "I won't lose as easily as you want." John Ho only now answers Taeho's earlier question, so he must have awakened with quite a high attribute level. Taeho steps slowly toward Tisu without looking back, but even so, someone who hasn't passed the third awakening has no chance of beating them. Tisu's eyebrows furrow tightly exactly like Kim Dan Len's. Taeho licks his beloved axe with his tongue, his eyes turning sinister. Now let's end this here. John Ho kindly reminds, remember we're not allowed to kill him. He replies, of course. Kongu wonders what he means by saying they can't kill him. His gaze deepens as he silently observes the entire situation. Kongu looks toward Tisu, quietly hesitating. I came here out of curiosity, but should I help him? Taeho, using the tone of a dominant figure, reminds Tisu to remember to raise his shield again. This will hurt a bit. Kongu is startled when he sees his weapon. Wait, that is... Kongu immediately rushes out from the bushes, standing between the two, turning his back to Taeho to observe the weapon more closely. Then he firmly confirms demonic power. How could these guys possibly have that? Taeho looks confused and asks, who are you just passing by? John Ho exclaims, this bastard's unlucky. Seeing the person in front of him seems somewhat familiar. Tisu is surprised. In a moment, one of the two from the other side speaks up, since you know who we are, don't even dream of leaving safely. And now Tisu hesitantly calls out to Kongu. Tisu stares at Kongu and asks, Junho, there's no reason to capture this guy alive, right? John Ho replies as if it's obvious, yeah, definitely. Tisu regains some composure. We've already hit our quota with those two. Taeho smiles slyly. No way around it then. He slowly advances toward Kongu, axe in hand. Then, for the first time in a long while, Tisu hurriedly reminds Kongu, run. But Taeho continues his unfinished sentence. I should get to kill properly according to my will, right? He swings the axe powerfully at Kongu. Contrary to his forceful attack, Kongu only lightly flicks his hand. He is flung far away to the astonishment of his teammate John Ho. Not believing it, Taeho, sitting on the ground, asks, What are you doing? What's wrong with you? He clutches one side of his face and turns around. I don't feel right. Before Taeho can attack again, Kongu rushes in and punches repeatedly without missing a single hit. Tisu is surprised. Seeing Taeho get beaten so badly, John Ho's team spirit rises. He grabs a stick and charges at Kongu, growling, You bastard! Kongu, emotionless, uses the power of the black hole of destruction to attack both of them. One in front, one on the side. He finishes quickly, with an excessive move at a speed that only creates an illusion. John Ho screams in pain after being hit. Taeho is even worse. His face is swollen like a pig's head. Even his own mother wouldn't recognize her beloved son. Kongu steps toward him, grabs his hair with one hand to lift his face up, and asks with no emotion, Let me ask you this. Where did you get that demonic power? Although badly beaten, Taeho doesn't answer but snarls, How the hell would you know? Before he finishes, Kongu slams his face hard onto the ground. Kongu grabs Taeho's hair and asks again in a low voice, I'm the one asking you. Answer obediently. I'll ask one more time, where did you get that magic power? Although his face is bruised and swollen like a pig's head, he still keeps silent. I can't talk. Kongu denies, No, you just don't want to tell me. He then uses the terrifying power technique to force him to speak. Sure enough, under the horrific torture, Taeho, terrified, utters the two words, the chairman. The chairman. The chairman. Before he finishes, his teammate shouts, Shut up, SEOT Ho, are you even sober? That's why he was so troublesome and ruined the big plan, so Kongu gave him a punch. Stay right there, John shouted, and the leader was thrown back, spitting out a mouthful of fresh blood. Kongu continued to interrogate. So what was the name of the guild you just mentioned? Taeho answered almost immediately, Andras, the Andras Guild. He knelt down trembling, I'm the guild leader. They held a ritual and gave me this power. Kongu asked curiously, what kind of ritual? Taeho stammered that thing, seeing that Kongu stepped closer and squeezed both his cheeks. Looks like you still haven't learned your lesson. Tell me. He was tortured again. This time, trembling, he stammered, ritual, and then died in agonizing pain. Seeing that he couldn't get any valuable information, Kongu clicked his tongue, looked at the corpse and guessed, they must have installed a device that kills the subject if they talk about the ritual. Taesu then carefully asked, Excuse me, are you Kongu? You're Kongu, right? Taehyun had also regained consciousness by now. Yes, what's up? Taesu was excited and happy to meet a familiar face. I know I've met Kongu before. He then turned around. Awake already, Taehyun. He sat up and looked at him, asking. Tetsu introduced the player named Kongu who saved us. Then, remembering something, he immediately asked Kongu, "But I thought you were at the E-rank gate." Kongu responded casually, "I just went there to do some odd jobs." Recalling the scene from that day when the two met, he asked as if confirming, "So you're not a new player, huh?" He replied, "Uh-huh." "Oh, so that's why you needed time to think." Tetsu's question was answered at that moment. He happily shook Kongu's hand. "Anyway, thanks. If it weren't for you, we would have died because of those crazy idiots." His large hand firmly gripped his and shook it hard, looking a bit funny. Tae-hyun stood nearby, blushing and shyly scratching his ear. "I also want to thank you, but maybe because I'm shy, your voice is too soft to get attention." Tetsu laughed loudly. "Wow, I didn't expect to meet again like this. And you're a high-level player too. I definitely will repay you." Kongu smiled politely in return. "All right, thanks." Remembering the Andras group, his tone showed some disdain. "But those Andras bastards don't have a good reputation. But I didn't expect they also have people using magic. I must report this immediately and warn the Warang Legion about it." Hearing the strange name, Kongu asked back, "The Warang Legion?" Tetsu explained to him, "It's a group of players managed by the government. If I report that the Andras Guild is using players with magic, they will investigate immediately." Kongu stroked his chin thoughtfully for a moment. "Really? Tetsu, don't report what happened here right now." Tetsu was a bit surprised. "Huh, what do you mean?" Kongu explained his decision. "I'll handle the Andras Guild myself." Tetsu agreed. "If you insist, then I understand." Although unable to understand Tetsu's logic, Kongu finally relented. "All right, first forget about what happened here." Tetsu immediately kneeled on one knee, surprising him. "Huh, Tetsu. Solemnly, I will listen to your orders no matter what. I will help you on your journey to make the Andras Guild pay for what they've done." What Kongu surprised Tetsu continued to personally punish their wrongdoing. "What you are doing." Kongu's inner feelings stirred. What is he saying? Since Tetsu has been full of heroic spirit, courage only seems to exist in movies. Kongu immediately denies it internally. "No, Tetsu. I really like it." "I like movies, too." That's Kongu's true feelings. When asked, Tetsu is firm. "I admit Tetsu has fallen before your courage. I have to thank you. I want to join this journey with you and repay you along the way." He was confused for a moment. What? Looking at Tetsu's excited, heroic face. He silently compares him to Baekvae Taehyun. Suddenly bowing his head and shouting loudly surprised Kongu a bit. I also want to thank you. I know right now I'm only a dakbong, but I will definitely find a way to repay you." Kongu watches him do that gesture. He can only smile awkwardly. A dakbong, huh? Kongu recalls the previous conversation. It means those bandits should shut up and wrap themselves up. Those bandits are notorious for being bad at handling damage and blocking hits. This term was created because they wouldn't let us join other teams. He thinks so that's what it means. A large hand quickly catches Taehyun. Taesu speaks up. "This is our destiny." He laughs loudly and pats the person next to him on the shoulder. "If you want to repay him, then why don't we form a team now?" Kongu stands there helplessly watching the two of them, silently wondering who benefits from this. Taehyun, so touched that tears almost fall. He holds my hand tightly, truly grateful. But now I can't do anything. I've been defeated and have become the biggest burden to Tetsu. Tetsu tightens his lips a bit, looks aside and listens as he speaks. Taehyun shouts with determination, "I want to become stronger so I can support you two. See you." Tetsu laughs loudly and pats him on the shoulder, praising his attitude. "That's true chivalry. Your courage and willingness to train more to repay others is truly admirable." Then Kongu stands opposite, looking at the two of them with a strange expression. Helplessly thinking, are these guys out of their minds? Taehyun bows again. "Well, I'm off now." The two beside him hurriedly wave off politely. "Is that so?" He stands there thinking, at least someone owes me now. Then looks back at Tetsu chatting with Taehyun. "Chatting with Taehyun, take care." He thinks. But the question now is, what should I do with this bastard? Kongu suddenly speaks. "Uncle Tetsu." Hearing his voice, Tetsu quickly replies, "Yes, Kongu." He continues to ask, "What level are you now?" Tetsu answers, "I'm level 12. I just had my second awakening not long ago." He continues to probe, "What level is your initial skill?" Tetsu excitedly explains, "My special ability at the first awakening was grade C, so I leveled up by hunting." Kongu, curious, asks again, "So what grade is the special ability at the second awakening?" Tetsu proudly leans on his hands. "My special ability at the second awakening is grade A. He silently marvels, thinking this bastard has more potential than he thought. Kang Yu probes again. So why don't you join a guild? You can join any guild you want. Tetsu closes his eyes and explains. I was quite unsure which guild to join, but now I don't need to join a guild anymore. Kang Yu is quite surprised to hear his answer. Tetsu clenches his fist with determination. I, the real man Kang Tetsu, have decided to follow you. Kongu laughs loudly. Kang Yu stands there watching him, thinking, that's great. He imagines Tetsu's development. Players who reach a high level at the second awakening have the potential to possess stronger abilities at the third and fourth awakenings. He smiles, gently thinking of Koa. Then he recalls Shella also awakened a second time soon, right? Then he speaks. That's settled. From now on, I'll recruit you. Making Tetsu excitedly shout loudly, thanks a lot, man. Kongu took out his phone. Then give me the contact number. If you need my help, I'll come right away. He exchanged contact information while speaking. All right, actually, I have something to ask you, too. Tetsu's eyes suddenly flashed. Go ahead, Kongu. Kang Yu was a bit annoyed. Step aside, you're making me tired. After exchanging contact info, he handed the phone back to Tetsu and instructed him. In the next few days, my acquaintance will complete basic training. I want you to form a team with that person and level up together. The two continued talking. May I know that person's profession? Kang Yu. She's a healer by profession. Tetsu happily said, then I'm glad to join you. Damage dealers are quite common, so I'll try to build a really strong team. Kang Yu was satisfied. Good, I'll contact you later. Tetsu asked again. Are you going to the Andras Guild now? He looked a bit gloomy and stared into the distance. At that moment, John Ho was struggling, being beaten. He was slammed into a tree trunk, crying out in pain. Awake already. A familiar voice sounded. Kang Yu pressed Chon Ho's neck firmly under the tree root. His voice was threatening. I have something to ask. Better not lie. If you understand, nod your head good. He patted his shoulder after seeing him nod. Kang Yu asked again. What's your name? He quickly answered. I'm Kang Chun Ho. He was satisfied. Good, Chun Ho. Not long ago, you said you needed to capture players alive and bring them back, right? He shyly replied in a quieter voice. I don't remember. Kang Yu immediately kicked Chun Ho in the head, causing him to yell in pain. He grabbed Chun Ho's head and pulled it up. So do you remember now? He fearfully answered. The reason for capturing them alive is to offer them as sacrifices. Kang Yu sneered. Sacrifices made John Ho shudder suddenly. His eyes reddened as he looked at him. Kang Yu shoved him aside, thinking to himself, there are more crazies than I thought. Remembering that bastard Tae-hyun said the same thing, he smiled lightly. Kang Yu then clenched John Ho's jaw tightly. His eyes reddened. His face showed a sinister expression. John Ho said, I have something to ask you. A miserable figure dragged a suitcase down a narrow alley. A voice called out, Stop! Are you Lang John Ho? He clenched the suitcase tightly and replied, That's me. The person in front shone a light straight at John Ho and asked, You and Tae-ho went hunting for sacrifices together, right? Seeing his bruised face, the other person asked repeatedly in surprise, Is that so? Why do you look like that after so long? Weren't you just to a D-rank gate to hunt sacrifices? Where is Tae-ho? John Ho stammered, Tae-ho died. The other looked puzzled. What? He hurriedly handed the suitcase straight to that person. Just take this sacrifice and leave it for me, please. The other questioned again. Tae-ho died in a D-rank dungeon. Do you think I'd believe that John Ho trembled as he held out the suitcase? It's true. That's how it is. The other still didn't let it go. Give it to him. How is that? What do you mean by that? Then he reached out to take the suitcase. Among them was a high-level player. John Ho dared not look straight, stammering. That's how it is. It was thanks to Tae-ho that I barely managed to take down that bastard. I already took that bastard as a sacrifice. The white-haired man sat down and examined the body inside carefully for a while. Still breathing, he tapped Kang Yu's face. The condition isn't bad. Then he shone the light on Chun Ho's face. But you're a bit odd. He covered his face, voice a bit guilty. Tae-ho died, so my feelings are a bit complicated. John Ho quickly stepped back to let the other check. Complicated my ass. The fewer people, the better. The white-haired man grabbed the suitcase and stood up. Since you turned in the sacrifice, we will receive the divine favor, too. And since Tae-ho is dead, all the magic power belongs to you. Oh my God, does that mean this time you didn't use even a bit of that power? He spoke sarcastically to John Ho. The man opposite exclaimed, Is it true that you personally killed Taeho? Maybe it's because he wanted to take all the good stuff. John Ho angrily turned away and kept silent. You're holding the sacrifice, so do whatever you want. I'm leaving. The white-haired man, confused, called out, Hey, where are you going? He looked at John Ho's struggling figure quite puzzled. What's wrong with that bastard? It's unclear if he's really upset because Taeho died. He didn't see that John Ho's face had turned pale and sweaty at this moment. Looks like he's even more emotional than I thought. At this moment, inside the scene, one of the people inside pulled a suitcase in from outside. The sect leader's subordinate spoke up but was cut off by sect leader Chen. You're late. The man respectfully replied, Yes, sir. Then continued reporting. Those guys said they were blocked by a high-level player. Taeho also died in the battle. The sect leader spoke again. What about the sacrifice? The subordinate pushed the suitcase forward. Right here, sir. The sect leader standing above ordered, Bring it over here quickly. I don't have much time left either. The subordinate opened the suitcase while respectfully replying, Yes, sir. A chorus of voices erupted when the sect leader carried Kang Yu onto the altar. The immortality and indestructibility of the great Andras. The great Andras's prayer. The power of the great Andras. The sect leader thought everything is going exactly according to plan. Voices echoed around O Supreme One. Please grant your servants your magnificent power. The sect leader leaned on his staff, opening his robe while thinking, It's been nearly a year since I transformed. My followers have steadily increased all along. Any player naturally craves great power, and I can satisfy their craving with magic power. The sect leader laughed heartily as he removed his mask. Now let's begin the ritual. Dio Hyun ordered those below to prepare the magic stones. The subordinates responded in unison, At your command. The voices grew louder together. Great Andras. Dio Hyun flipped open a box full of shimmering stones, his mind full of desire, craving this power. He looked at Kang Yu lying there with satisfaction. The more they crave, the more my body heart and this power will become corrupted by magic. At this rate, I'll become a real demon. Dio Hyun laughed gleefully. Who will be blessed today? A kneeling subordinate suddenly spoke. Originally, it was Kang Chun Ho, but he refused to attend today's ritual. Dio Hyun was a bit puzzled, really. Looks like no one will be blessed today. This statement confused the people below. What then what? The sect leader's angry voice cut off everyone's chatter. Silence. Dio Hyun said in a low voice, If you want to be blessed, bring the sacrifice and magic stones here. Those who don't work hard don't deserve blessings. The subordinates shrank back and bowed respectfully all at once. Yes, sir. The sect leader continued. Also, without my instruction, you won't even get a chance to be blessed. If that's the case, these unclaimed sacrifices belong to me. Dio Hyun excitedly shouted, Begin the ritual raising the atmosphere. Yes, sir. He slammed his staff on the ground, shattering a stone and creating a circle of power around it. A red circle appeared under the altar. Dio Hyun looked happily at the power flow. With these magic stones, I can bless several more times. Good, very good. This way I'll grow stronger by absorbing the magic power leaking through this crack. A magnificent scene. Streams of power tore space, creating a long crack. Dio Hyun's face was full of excitement. The supreme power of magic is so tempting to absorb right away. But absorbing like this is too dangerous. If absorbed without mediation, there would only be one way to die. But when this guy touched Kang Yu, a few veins popped up on his skin. If I let these objects absorb mana until death, and then absorb the blood of those corpses, it might be possible to absorb pure mana. Then like this. Dio Hyun controlled the power within to sacrifice the person lying there. May the mana engulf you and cause your death. This guy looked at Kang Yu and silently admired. He's holding up pretty well. Is his awakening ability an A rank or something? Dio Hyun laughed even more gleefully. The longer they last, the more mana can be absorbed. It feels like 5 by 0, 10 by 15 times. This bastard is truly an unimaginably strong sacrifice with the amount of mana he's absorbing. The amount of mana I absorb will keep increasing every day. Dio Hyun laughed loudly watching the scene. Opening his eyes, he screamed miserably. But this guy kept counting in his head 17 by 2, 10x3, 10x45, 10. Dio Hyun felt that something was wrong. Why does it keep increasing endlessly like this? Dio Hyun began to panic and stepped back. Wait, stop, please stop. I said stop already, please just stop. His actions made everyone standing below start to panic. Dio Hyun shouted in panic, trying to stop the power. At this moment, the power began to fade. He knelt down on the ground, his face pale. Dio Hyun trembled, clawing at the ground repeatedly. No, no, it can't be, it can't be. Kang Yu finally sat up, full of astonishment. The stats increased by 20 points in one go. Dio Hyun seemed unable to believe his own eyes. What the heck, he blurted out. How did Kang Yu do that? Kang Yu chuckled lightly. Hey, that ritual or whatever it is, do it again. Can you do it for me? He smiled more brightly, pointing to his mouth. Just one more time. Dio Hyun sat there trembling. No, no, I can't, no! The scream grew louder and more piercing, making everyone more confused. This guy quickly gathered power and charged at him. That bastard Kang Yu gently sidestepped. The two started attacking and dodging each other, creating a chaotic scene. He looked at Do Kyung-un with a provocative expression. Not bad. The hall leader angrily used all his strength. He rushed to attack Kang Yu. A loud collision sound erupted. Do Kyung-un concentrated his power on one spot. That action repeated once more. Then a large orb attacked that same spot. This guy was extremely surprised to see Kang Yu in a different form shrouded in magic power. Kang Yu switched to the powerful iron shield form. He sneered, admitting that magic power was indeed convenient. The hall leader shouted angrily, ordering subordinates, "What are you standing around for? Hurry up and attack him!" Then everyone below started rushing forward. Kang Yu began to envelop himself with power. He formed his power into a blade in his hand and struck hard at his opponent. Everyone who rushed up started falling after being hit by Kang Yu. He darted at each person, hitting them with a blow they couldn't withstand, causing them to fall to the ground in pain. A voice rang out. "Step aside, you trash!" Everyone around saw an opportunity when they saw Hall Leader Do Kyung. If it's Hall Leader Do Kyung, this guy began to activate his power. His smile grew wider as he looked at the fire with the power to destroy life itself. The power of hellfire forming a large fireball. Kang Yu stood there dazed for a moment, then covered his mouth and turned away laughing, which made Cho Deokyun even angrier. "Even though I don't know how you use magic power, you're far from defeating me." Before he could finish, Kang Yu had already formed an even larger fireball. Dio Hyun's eyes widened as he stared at the fireball. How can this be? Dio Hyun trembled, eyes rolling back, stammering. "Well, what is that? No, this is really impossible." This guy stepped back a few steps. Dio Hyun's eyes showed fear. This guy looked at Kang Yu's angry smile and thought that having something like this exist was truly absurd. "Looks like I can't defeat him." Dio Kyun trembled as he slowly extinguished the fireball in his hand. This guy knelt before his power. Kang Yu spoke. "What are you doing all of a sudden when everything was fine?" Dio Kyun suddenly shouted. "It's the form of the great Andras." He was a bit surprised, only able to say, "Huh." This guy clasped his hands and bowed. "God has been patiently waiting for your presence all this time. You are the king of us gods. You are the god and the embodiment of salvation. You are the true king who will rule this realm." Cheerfully looking up. "What are you all doing? Hurry and pay homage." Kang Yu pretended as if he had been granted the power of the heavens. He wondered if he should act along. Dio Hyun excitedly looked up at Kang Yu and laughed loudly. "Finally, you realize this is really me. I am the great Andras. You mentioned the Fire King, Lord of Hell, and King of all demons." Dio Hyun bowed even more deeply. "The King of all demons. Please grant me audience with the great Fire King." Kang Yu smiled with satisfaction and said, "All right, send your subordinates away. I want to speak with you alone." The two began their conversation. Kang Yu asked, "What's your name?" Cho Deokyun replied. "I'm Cho Deokyun." "You may continue." "Cho Deokyun, let me ask you a few things." This guy stammered, "Yes, please ask," then acted braver than the great demon Andras. Kang Yu looked a bit annoyed. "Hey, stop it. You already know I'm not Andras." Dio Kyun looked up and asked, "Then who are you?" Kang Yu angrily grabbed this guy by the collar. "Shut up, yes." Kang Yu stared at the man opposite him. "I don't want to hear any questions, understand? You only answer what I ask." He made the man tremble. "Got it." His tone was threatening. "How did you even do this stuff? How did you learn to create cracks with magic from magic stones?" Dio Hyun's hands and feet trembled as he answered. "I learned how to create cracks after hearing a sermon." Kang Yu was curious about the sermon, sweat pouring down like a stream. "That's right. One day, a man wearing a demon mask approached me and said I could achieve eternal life by following the demon cult." Kang Yu slapped Dio Kyun hard across the face. "You bastard! How could you agree to a stranger's words without knowing what they were?" The man lay on the ground and explained, "Because he was too strong." He recounted that in the blink of an eye he had overwhelmed my guild and told us to choose between obeying him or dying. We had no other choice. We had to accept the sermon and follow his orders. Kang Yu continued probing. So where is that bastard with the mask now? Dio Hyun quickly shook his head. I really don't know. I haven't seen him since that day. We took orders like cats. Kang Yu poked the man with his weapon. But why did you risk your life following those orders like that? Dio Hyun shyly lowered his head. Because he was too strong. Kang Yu sighed, thinking, clearly you were forced from the start. But under the sweet temptation of demon power, he started the rituals himself early on. Who else could that be? The demon cult still doesn't seem like an officially recognized sect. But those bastards know how to drive people insane. They can't be underestimated. Kang Yu ordered, bring me the letters containing the orders. Deokyeon quickly responded, yes, here's the letter. Kang Yu was a bit puzzled. What just one? The man trembled, trying to flatter yes. Kang Yu nodded. All right then. Kang Yu began opening the letter to read, accept demon power and become a demon. Recruit as many players as possible. His neck veins bulged. Kang Yu asked, Cho Deokyun, are you the only one who has been preached to? The man glanced around and answered quietly, I'm not sure I haven't met anyone else. Kang Yu stood up. Is that so? Then he thought, this bastard can't be alone. Unless they're a bunch of idiots, they couldn't pull off this plan and put their trust solely in Cho Deokyun, especially since this is their plan to increase their numbers. He grabbed Deokyun's collar tightly and said angrily, those bastards dare to turn this place into hell. I'll tell you 3 things. Listen carefully. First, investigate the demon cult. Second, never perform those rituals again. Deokyun's collar was gripped tightly as he tearfully replied, yes, sir. Kang Yu continued. Third, keep everything that happened between us a secret. Remember that. Kang Yu's close tone terrified Deokyun. His voice grew louder. Yes, I understand. Then he kicked the man out. Now get out. He began to think. Even if I stop these acts from happening again, the mess caused by the Andras Guild is already exhausting enough. This isn't the first time they've used those guys as sacrifices. The government forces have become more vigilant. They'll catch me as soon as I start investigating the cult's activities. But it's still worth investigating those guys. I've used the power of fear, so no information must leak out. As soon as they achieve their goal, I will retreat. He sighed. Today was tougher than I thought. Then sighed again. Time to rest. At that moment, Kang Yu had arrived home excited. Why are you yelling, I'm back? A surprised voice called out Kongu. He was a bit surprised. What's up? Koa worried. You should be the one asking me that after coming closer. You went through that gate a long time ago but didn't contact me at all. You didn't even answer your phone. Oh my, Kang Yu took out his phone and looked. Oh my. He scratched his head. I'm sorry. Something unexpected happened. I'm okay. Koa sighed with relief. I was really worried you'd get into trouble. Kang Yu looked at her tenderly. Thanks for worrying about me. I'll definitely contact you next time. Koa blushed a little. I'll be waiting here, then turned back to the kitchen. Now that you're home, I have to make dinner, Kongu. Do you want to eat? With a hungry look, he replied, Of course, kimchi soup. She cheerfully said, All right. Smiling softly, I knew right away you'd want to eat kimchi soup. I'm already simmering kimchi with meat. This made Kang Yu even more excited. He clasped his hands and laughed loudly. You cook me a really good meal every night. Thank you so much, Koa. No need to be so polite, it's nothing. During today's hunt, I awakened for the second time. It's time I come to catch up with you. Kongu's words surprised him a bit. Huh, you awakened for the second time already. Koa shivered with a smile. Listen, Kongu. I'm proud to be a B rank. I received a special ability called Blessing of Light with this second awakening. At this moment, he clapped along quietly, pleased inside. At this rate, if we team up with Tisu, we'll be great. Healing magic and high-level special abilities with Uong. If these two combine, we'll definitely be stronger than many other teams. Kang Yu sat down and asked, So has any guild invited you yet? Koa turned away, smiling secretly. Many, he continued. So which guild do you plan to join? She lowered her head shyly. Honestly, I don't intend to join any guild. Instead, I want to help you, Kang Yu. Kang Yu sat in his chair thinking, she really is an angel. But he said aloud, but since you awakened with a high-level special ability, Sheila, I don't think you should join me. These words made Koa pause. Kang Yu continued to explain more clearly. Right now you won't be able to help me much, Sheila. She was a bit hurt, lowering her face. I understand. Kang Yu looked at her with a guilty expression. He shook his head, thinking maybe later, but not now. I've become much stronger than others at the same level. If I form a team now, I won't be able to gain much experience or join big battles. To properly train myself, I need to recruit people of the same level. Kang Yu suddenly spoke. I know a Wong with an A-rank special ability. I think you should form a team with Wong now and level up while gaining battle experience. That's the important thing for you. Koa was cooking and replied with a slightly flushed face. Okay, sir. She continued, when I gather enough experience, we can form a team and try to enter higher-level gates. This surprised Koa quite a bit. She smiled happily. Okay, I'll form a team with Wong like you said. Kang Yu kept chatting. Both of you have high-level abilities, so you'll level up quickly. Koa smiled even more joyfully. Yes, I want to level up fast to join you, Kongu. He comforted her. It won't take long. Until then, I'll support you whenever you need. That made Koa feel warm inside. She replied, Thank you, Kongu. He sat there watching her, thinking that this was indeed an investment. Then he pondered, so when will I level up Sella and Tishu? At this moment, Koa brought out a pot of soup. The kimchi soup is ready. Kang Yu's eyes lit up brightly. Kimchi soup. He excitedly looked at the bright red soup in front of him. Thank you for the meal, Koa. She carried another pot while using tongs to get food from it. Wait, Kongu, today we're also having this. Kang Yu's eyes shone even more than before. Here it is, instant noodles. To him, the pot of soup now shone like a divine light in the room. Kang Yu's hand began to tremble as he reached out to grab the chopsticks. Damn those cult bastards, I don't know who you are. But I will protect this world with my noodles and save it with my kimchi soup no matter what happens. The next morning at the Player Support Center, C-rank player cards will be sent out tomorrow. Kang Yu wondered if he couldn't get it today and only got the answer that's right. The girl explained that from rank C, the magic recognition must be added to the card, so it can't be issued immediately. This was explained until Kang Yu understood when receiving the C-rank card. After leaving the center, he was deep in thought. Sheila said it would take about a day, but it was still inconvenient. Kang Yu sighed deeply, only now realizing that since returning to Earth, he hadn't had a single rest. He was really tired and hadn't done anything to those cult bastards yet. I should take this chance to rest. But what should I do while resting? Before I was dragged to hell, I didn't have much money, so I killed time by reading comics on Thank You Hot newspaper. He looked at his phone, then turned it off again, deciding not to do those things anymore, and resolved to look up and do something different. 10,000 years ago, I struggled to return to Earth. I have to enjoy it. Let's see, then look to the side, huh? Kang Yu entered the internet cafe and sat down. It looked strange. This is cyber game. The chair is so comfortable then. Looking at the screen. Oh, what's this? You can order food here too. Is this heaven? He tapped the image of a bowl of noodles on the screen. Very good, they say noodles at internet cafes are the best, especially with games. Kang Yu was excited. I have to play the most famous game. It seems there's even an event going on. He pondered silently. Support and tank roles must form a team of 5 with different roles almost exactly like in real life. His role would be the one to kill enemies in a flash and cause chaos in the battle, maybe even break the game. He was determined. I choose you. The machine's sound played. The game started. Welcome to League of Legends. Kang Yu's eyes lit up. So playing like this, I get gold every time I kill a monster. Always a newbie, huh? Inside the game, he was getting heavily insulted. Kang Yu thought he should teach them a lesson. Suddenly, a staff member's voice rang out. Your instant egg noodles are ready. He glanced at the chat full of insults and replied to the staff, Ah, yes, just leave it here, please. The staff happily placed the bowl down. Yes, here you go. Kang Yu slurped the noodles while watching the screen. The aroma was wonderful. He ate happily. It was really delicious. Then he grabbed a piece of radish, and there was pickled radish too. Kang Yu's eyes shone, his face full of excitement. So good. Pickled radish with instant noodles is truly the perfect combo. I'll eat this again next time. Strawberry sting drink to quench thirst. This really is heaven. A player's scream sounded from the screen, catching his attention. Huh? What's going on? I'm dead. Kang Yu was surprised. Behind him, a piercing shout rang out. Damn it, this bastard suddenly appeared right when I was about to rank up to Bronze 4. Kang Yu wiped the drool from his mouth and turned his head. Hey, who yells like that? A red-haired girl stood behind angrily. Who are you? What are you looking at? I'm not in a good mood. Look away. She looked at his screen. What's this? What a coincidence. Not sure if it's lucky or unlucky. The girl approached Kang Yu with a sarcastic tone. You're even eating instant egg noodles in the middle of a match. Really, if she had threatened me when I was still decent, she'd be gone now, damn bastard. Kang Yu asked confusedly. What are you talking about? Who are you? The girl got even angrier. What do you mean, you damn game breaker? Then she moved to grab him, but was surprised to miss. Kang Yu blocked the hand, somewhat puzzled, asking why she suddenly attacked him, telling her to stop bullying innocent people. Suddenly, the girl's hand shot forward, forcing him to dodge to the side. Once again, her arm swiped and missed. She looked at Kang Yu, wondering what was wrong with this bastard. Then she gathered strength and advanced once more. He seriously dodged the swipe from his opponent. They kept circling each other, one advancing, the other dodging. The girl seemed to have reached her boiling point and quickly launched repeated strikes. Kang Yu observed while dodging, the girl's eyes wide open as she clenched her fists. A surge of power coursed through her hands. She spoke, tone probing. Who are you? Were you sent by the Mia Guild? The red-haired girl stood opposite her, fists clenched in a defensive stance. Kang Yu thought about this action, guessing the Mia Guild was one of the top 5 guilds. He replied, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't belong to any guild. She clenched her fists tighter. Do you dare lie to me? Someone like you doesn't belong to any guild. Kang Yu was a bit confused. Shouldn't I belong to a guild? Which guild do you belong to? The girl said confidently, a smirk on her lips. My guild. My guild is one of the top 5, the most notorious guild in Rose. Then she paused, thinking, damn it, I should have kept that secret, but I got too excited. Calm down. Kang Yu didn't care and went to the cashier. Please bring me the receipt. The staff smiled awkwardly. Yes, sir. The girl stood there, angry at being ignored, shouting, Where are you going? I'm talking to you. Kang Yu sighed and turned back with a slightly annoyed expression. Oh, you noticed already. The girl was furious, disappointed expression. You're making me mad. She stepped closer. Hey, stop joking around. Answer properly. I've never heard of an A-rank player not belonging to any guild. He hurriedly showed a card. Here. The girl was surprised, drank. She stepped back as if she couldn't believe it. Are you really a rookie? Kang Yu nodded slightly, putting the card in his pocket. That's right. So behave yourself. I almost died. She thought to herself, if he really is a rookie, I should have defeated him already. Is his skill really rank? D. The girl Kang Yu left with a lazy tone. You're done talking, right? I'm leaving. The staff bowed respectfully and wished her a good day, leaving the girl standing there. She wanted to call him back, but her voice wouldn't come out. She wondered if that bastard might be him. Now, outside the cafe, a face showed some contemplation. I've lost all my powers, so I'm too weak now. But I still have combat reflexes from years of experience, though I didn't expect to meet someone of the same level so soon. Especially that last strike. In a moment, she disappeared from my sight. Kang Yu's gaze seemed to perceive a power beyond his expectations. Who is she? He exhaled in relief after overcoming the earlier situation. Suddenly, he felt something below in a room. A hand gently pulled the door open. Foot stepped on the wall. The figure slipped through the narrow alley. Her eyes lit up. Yes, she turned on her phone. Got it. No one's around, and this much white noise should be enough. She tapped on the phone. The voice on the other end said yes. This is Ms. Cha Yanju. She is from the Red Rose strategy team. Please connect me to the HR department. The other side respectfully replied, yes. A voice echoed, yes. This is the team leader of Red Rose's HR team. She spoke up. This is Ba Gu from HR. What can I do for you, Chairwoman Cha Yanju? His voice was deep and warm. On my side, my eyes lit up. Gu, I need you to investigate an important matter. Gu asked suspiciously. Do you mean a cult follower? Yanju clenched her fists. Maybe yes, maybe no. It seems he's hiding his identity, looks very suspicious. I've checked the player card he owns. His name is Kongu, and it says he's a rank D player. Kongu responded, a rank D player. That means he won't have a mana communication device, which makes forging it much easier than a rank C card. But if he's a rank D cult follower, he'd be wandering around killing players of the same rank. Ionju quickly objected, his skill level isn't that high. He's so skilled he can predict my moves. On the other side, Kongu said, even if you're not giving it your all, no cult follower has had the skill to react quickly enough to your movements. Until now, you think what I said is right. I've investigated the cult deeply, but no one can match your skill level, definitely not. But that bastard, could those reflexes mean he is... She thought back to the scene when fighting Kongu. The other side continued explaining, based on his skill level, he could be a manager or even the leader. Does that mean you think the cult is starting to get serious? Ionju punched the wall in anger. We can't ignore that possibility. Quickly gather more information about him. Kongu respectfully replied, yes, understood. Then she hung up. Ionju was deep in thought. Whether he was part of the cult or not was still unclear, but one thing was certain. She held the button from Kongu's shirt, looking at the torn button. Ah, my shirt button got torn off. I still couldn't avoid it completely. Both people in different places were silent. That bastard is stronger than me. Both thought about the other's strength emotions bursting inside. On this side, Ionju clenched her fists. If he really is rank D and can fight like that, it's simply due to talent. Then I won't be able to stay beside Kongu. He looked at the shop sign from earlier, muttering, I thought I'd finally get a break. Looks like tomorrow I'll have to go to the rank C gate. As soon as he received the player card, Kongu thought as long as he exists, there's no guarantee he'll keep his high player rank. To prepare for the future, I have to get stronger. At the internet cafe, Ionju looked at Kongu's previous seat, gripping her head tightly. She glanced at the screen and got even angrier. Oh, Kongu, you bastard, I will definitely find you and kill you. She clenched the button until it turned to dust. Over at Kongu, he suddenly got goosebumps. What the hell suddenly feeling creeped out? Kongu stood before the teleport gate. Let's see rank C East gate. He thought whatever's inside, I have to go hunting quickly. Suddenly a voice rang out, wait! The gatekeeper spoke. You can only enter if you're rank C and in a team of 5. Kongu was a bit surprised, why? The guard quickly explained, Leader Tro has appeared inside the dungeon. Solo players are banned whenever the boss appears. He replied, I see. He thought lucky the boss appeared right after I got the paper. Nearby, people standing by the gate were chatting, today's the day the boss appears. What are you trying to do, idiot? How can we defeat the boss? Then today we split into groups. Kongu looked at them thinking the rank C gate really is different. Much better weapons and much tighter control. This is the biggest problem. If we want to take over the entire dungeon, I have to go in alone. What should I do? One of them spoke up excitedly. All right, let's go get the head of some leader. We'll drain that 1,000,001. Kongu stood outside, seemingly paying attention to this side. Everyone standing next to him responded enthusiastically with continuous yeses. He looked back at the group behind chatting. What should we do? Honestly, I'm not very confident. Kongu looked at them thinking with doubt. Just hearing their words is already scary. We probably have to endure it. Recklessness for that person's words. Maybe we should skip today's hunt, right? Fear at those words or just go anyway and hope for the best. A wicked expression appeared on Kongu's face. He thought adding a bit of madness would be great. He focused his power into his hand, no need to do it like the Hobgoblin group last time. Usually the people in front of the group kept talking. 1,000,001 is really a lot, and it's been quite a while since I leveled up, but honestly the boss is too strong for us. Kongu raised his hand, pushing a surge of power into that person's shoulder. Just a little push, just a little. He controlled the power of frenzy, full of confidence, and that was enough to influence them. Then the blonde guy seemed to be controlled, and suddenly shouted, Hey, why are we just standing here like this? Everyone started to panic. What's wrong with you? He started telling a story. Even in middle school and high school we were beaten by bullies, and we could only imagine tearing them apart in our heads. It was truly hell. But then the gates opened, and I thought my dream had come true. I finally had power. I no longer have to crawl like a bug. I thought so, but what is this? Why are we discouraged because of those monsters? He yelled louder, as if unwilling to accept it. The person beside him started to panic, looking at him. What's wrong? What's up? You seem strange today. Then seemed to lose control, too. You're right. Why are we always so scared? We just need to kill them all. Yeah, the person behind shouted along. Yeah, damn it, I'm going to kill them all. I will destroy them and take the reward for what I've been through. That's right. We can't keep running around these low-level dungeons anymore. Those words seemed to anger that team leader, who also started yelling, "Yeah, right. I'm too tired of living like this. Monster or not, I will make those who look down on me kneel before everyone." Standing there, he began to shout with determination, "I will kill all these monsters. I can't take it anymore, damn it, so what if they do? Let's destroy them, cut off the boss's head." The gatekeeper staff looked quite confused. What's wrong with them? Why are they suddenly yelling like that? The blonde guy showed his card and shouted, "Hey, open the gate quickly!" Everyone started rushing to the gate. "Let's kill the boss. Open the gate." The staff began to panic, watching them charge at the gate. What's wrong with them? I've never seen anything like this before. Reporting on the radio, "This is Rank C Gate. A large number of players are gathering here." Requesting internal affairs to assess the situation. The staff was busy reporting, unaware of a figure running past behind. Kang Yu jumped inside happily. "Good, very good. It's truly a beautiful sight when everyone unites." Outside, screams kept ringing out, "Destroy them! Cut off the boss's head." He smirked. "Of course I'll take all the rewards." Kang Yu excitedly began entering through the gate. As soon as his foot stepped down, he started observing the desert around. Kang Yu muttered as he walked, completely different from the swamp terrain before. So vast. He watched ahead. Finding the boss would be quite difficult in this wide space. "Do I need to use the power of the sky?" Then, looking at the notification bar, he said, "Now I see, it seems like I can use this. Let's see. The magic power stat is over 50, so it should be good. Kang Yu's strength is 23, dexterity, 21 endurance, 20 magic, has no mana. Transfer stat, 53 intelligence, 11, all right. So should I use it?" He began jumping onto a nearby cliff. After jumping over a few mountains, Kang Yu landed in one spot. He began using Astaroth's power skill, observing the chilling eyes scanning everywhere around the desert. Information overload, too much, let's see. Over there, he focused his attention and noticed a huge boss moving across the desert. Good. There it is. Kang Yu quickly wiped the sweat from his face. But next to the leader, there were many soldiers. He excitedly looked at the group from earlier. Oh ho. They're pouring in. Nice. Below the group from earlier was causing chaos outside, cheerfully. "Let's awaken for the 4th time. Let's go behead the leader!" The blonde yelled loudly. Kang Yu stood above, thinking, I can take advantage of those guys. He jumped from the cliff and moved to another spot. I'll use those players to deal with the soldiers and then handle the leader. Kang Yu looked around. But first I need to lure them. Now let's start the attack. He began casting a skill. A stream of black power flowed from his palm. A long sword appeared. Kang Yu spun the sword once with both hands, then swung it down. His eyes flashed with a blood-red streak. That power swung straight toward the boss. Notification appeared. Dungeon boss rank B leader Troll has been defeated. 4 experience points will be awarded. You are the main contributor to defeating the boss. Your experience points will be tripled. You have leveled up 4 times. Kang Yu gaped in surprise, exclaiming, What? What, 1 hit and it's dead already? He looked at the dead boss below, face full of surprise. That boss. Kang Yu glanced at the stats window, confused. So why is the rank C gate boss weaker? He thought it over. It's not weak. The info said it's a boss suitable for the rank C gate. It's just that I'm much stronger than I thought. I plan to hunt as carefully as possible. Kang Yu rolled up his sleeves. With this much power, he formed a scythe on his arm. Approaching the monsters, a smirk appeared on his face. Time to change the plan. The boss shouted loudly, rushing toward him. Kang Yu stood silently for a moment, then lifted a slight smile. His eyes showed a devilish look. If that's the case, I'll cut you all in half at once. Kang Yu swiftly slid past the monsters, leaving a cut mark across their bodies. He quickly retracted the blade in his hand. The monsters now had black streaks on their bodies. Their wounds quickly healed, but seemed to ignite a fire inside. From inside their bodies, long blades began to protrude, causing large bubbles to form on the monster's skin. A deadly scene unfolded that made Kang Yu quite satisfied. Watching the blood splatter from the monsters, he smiled brightly, silently pleased. 1 attack broke the power of the sword inside them. With the amount of mana I have now, it's no problem at all. Notification appeared again. You have successfully defeated a pack of NKC trolls. You have leveled up 2 times and received the Earth Sword rank a skill. The technique is considered a skill and will be more effective. Kang Yu was amazed to see that skill on the notification bar. He thought about the skill. He heard players can get them when using enough characteristic power. Kang Yu suddenly spoke, drawing the monster's attention. All right. He let blood drip from his fingertip. Let's test it then. The blood fell to the ground, creating a barrier beneath. The monsters were a bit scared, stepping back a few steps, hesitant to advance. Suddenly, circles under their feet produced blades, stabbing straight into their legs, causing them to scatter in panic. But as they ran, blades appeared from nowhere, quickly chased after them, then each strike sliced straight into the monsters' bodies, cutting them into pieces. After that chopping display, Kongu moved over to their bodies. That was definitely more effective, so now it's time for me to enjoy the results, right? He started using his hunting power move on them. Kongu slowly slid past them, watching the scene of the monsters being devoured by the purple beasts. Suddenly, a notification sounded. Mana power increased by 2. He felt a bit puzzled and disappointed. Only 2. Kongu silently wondered if it was because his mana stat had already reached 50. My mana only increased by 2 even after converting all the mana stones. So that's what they meant when they said the stat would be harder to increase over time. My leveling speed is still pretty good. Only 4 more levels until my 4th awakening. Then I'll go hunting a bit before heading back. Over here, the group from earlier was complaining, exhausted. Hey, where's the boss? I thought we were going all out this time, but I don't see him anywhere. Are you sure the government didn't miscalculate? And the soldier boss is nowhere to be found either. That's right, all we've seen are some buffalo-like monsters running away strangely. Yeah, we don't even see the boss's body. There are traces, but no corpse. They all started feeling discouraged and turned back. Yeah, that's the best choice. Just a little longer and it would have been deadly. This isn't right. How could they miscalculate like that? Maybe I should file a complaint or something. Kongu sighed quietly while hiding behind the edge of the rock. It really seems like the wrath power still works. I should quietly join the group and use them to get out of here. The people ahead were still grumbling. Why are you so annoyed today? Is today some special day, you bastards? There's a boss notification, so just get ready. Everyone started levying the gate in anger. They blamed the guards for how the timing could be so wrong. If I'd known this, I wouldn't have taken the day off. How are we going to compensate for this? He stood behind, observing, thinking, good, keep it up. Suddenly, someone shouted for silence. Kongu suddenly paid attention to that voice. He looked straight ahead. People began whispering after seeing those blocking the way. What's going on? Is this the warring team? Why is the warring team here? Is there an emergency? No matter how angry, don't risk your lives. Why are there so many of them? What's going on? I just want to get home quickly. This really wastes time. Look, a white-haired girl appeared walking toward the gate. Everyone was a bit confused. Isn't that the captain of the 3-star Warang team, Beck Warzone? That's right. At this moment, she stepped up to the captain of the 3-star Warang team, Beck Warzone. She stomped her sword sheath hard on the ground, silent. We have something to say to you, Wazion players. She frowned and glanced sideways. Recently, we received information about chaotic players at the rank D gate. Chaotic players meaning those with power above the normal level. So we will randomly check players currently at or above the 3rd awakening stage. We ask everyone to cooperate proactively. People started talking again. Chaotic players, huh? I've heard rumors too. Kongu was hiding in the crowd observing. He pursed his lips and looked up, searching for chaotic players. At this time, staff began checking everyone. Wait a moment, please show your player ID cards. Kongu looked at her, feeling a bit anxious. They can't find me, right? Watson reassured everyone not to worry. The inspection process won't be complicated. Some players are on our list, but today we will only do a preliminary investigation before leaving. Kongu stood there confused, thinking, maybe he caused some trouble today, and they're not talking about him, right? He carefully observed his surroundings. If it really was him, it would be very dangerous to resist them. There are too many people watching now, so I can't hide. Especially that woman named Beck Watson. You can tell just by looking at her that she's very hard to deal with. Your eyes show a killing intent. If possible, I'd rather quietly retreat. How do I get out of this? Suddenly, a voice rings in my ear. Please show me your player ID. Watson held out her hand. Did you lose your ID? Kongu, a bit flustered, quickly said, wait a moment, and then handed over his ID. Are you panicking? Are you too worried? Seeing her furrowed brow, Kongu sighed in relief. It seems I wasn't discovered. He frowned, but thought he should be more careful from now on. The chaotic players have started to take action. Should I try to get more information from her? Kongu spoke up, thanking her for checking on her own. Watson carefully examined the card, sitting silently, and having others do it makes me uneasy. He thought she really is an amazing girl, he muttered admiringly. She scrutinized the card, her eyes flashing with seriousness. There have been more chaotic players recently. That's right, which is why we often do random checks like this. After finishing the check, Watson handed the card back to Kang Yu. I've confirmed it. He smiled brightly and reached out to take it. Ah, yes. Thank you for approving it. Kang Yu's expression darkened, hearing her tone about hunting monsters being enough to live on. It's scary that people can kill each other for money. He tried to play along. Yeah, money is really scary. His eyes showed satisfaction. Exactly, I think so too, Kang Yu thought, but inwardly he felt deceitful. They already know the chaotic players aren't after money. The government is also targeting the cult. Watson turned to look beside her. Then goodbye, he suddenly said. Could you tell me which chaotic players everyone is targeting? If I see any, I'll report to the Waseon organization. She smiled gently, nodded, and thanked him for the offer, but said to leave that to them. Protecting players is our duty. Kang Yu smiled politely. All right then, Waseon, may I have some advice? It seems you just recently reached rank C. I understand your desire to enter higher RNK gates, but it would be safer for you to level up gradually at the rank D gates. Kang Yu nodded in agreement. Yeah, I understand, thank you. Watson smiled happily. Nowadays it's hard to find good people like you. I hope to see more players like you in the future. Kang Yu smirked, thinking having more people like me would be really troublesome. Then he smiled awkwardly and thanked her. He watched her back, thinking, a secret investigation. How did I know the government is also investigating demon worshippers? Time to go home. Kang Yu took out his phone and called, Hey, Tezu, want to meet up? A few days later, he went to a cafe to meet Tezu. The other side was also very happy, stepping forward. Nice to meet you. Then he held out his hand in front of Koa. You're the healer he often talks about, right? Koa. Standing there a bit embarrassed, she stepped back a few steps. Yes. Then forced a smile and shook Tezu's hand. Nice to meet you. I'm Han Koa. He laughed cheerfully. Very pretty, Kongu. Kang Yu quickly cut him off. Don't look anymore. He sat down and smiled lightly, looking shy. Anyway, Tezu, as I said, I want to ask you to take Koa hunting at the gate with RNK. Tezu happily agreed immediately. Sure, I usually get requests like that. A healer with rank B traits is healing the only trait you have. Sister-in-law Koa. Blushing, she stammered sister-in-law. Kang Yu, sitting beside her, secretly glanced over, looking a bit shy. Tezu laughed louder, looking at the two embarrassed people. No need to be shy. Tell us more about your traits, Koa. She seemed a bit nervous and stiffened. Yes, she explained. My trait is called Kwang Truk Fuk. Besides healing, I can use buffs to increase strength, health, and dexterity. Tezu was quite surprised by her abilities, so you can both heal and buff at the same time. Koa smiled shyly in response. Yes, though not very strong, I can also use combat skills. Tezu looked a bit surprised at her. You're amazing. Kongu was drinking water when suddenly he was asked, making him look puzzled at him. Tezu turned to him excitedly. A healer who can both flex muscles and handle enemies is very rare. Even big guilds like Hanun would take a sister-in-law right away. Koa's face was still red, her voice a little shy. Thank you, Tezu. Kang Yu sat there quietly listening, thinking to himself, that much, huh? Koa smiled brightly but said she didn't want to join any guild just yet. Her gentle smile made Kang Yu look at her with such admiration, thinking, sister-in-law, how could I possibly refuse? Tezu also smiled along with her, me too. He raised his glass and drank it all at once, his voice a bit loud. From now on, I want to leave a mark in player history with my brothers Kang Yu here. Kang Yu looked a bit helpless. That's not a Tetsu's beer. After finishing the drink, his face was full of satisfaction. Hot Americano really is the best, right, brother? Kang Yu looked at him with disbelief, thinking, is he drinking soup or what? He began to ask, so have you thought of anyone else to form a full group? Tezu didn't hesitate, replying confidently. Of course I found these two people. They're great. I heard they just had their second awakening. They're so talented, I always wonder why they haven't joined a guild yet. I think you'll like them. I'm good at reading people. Kang Yu said with a slight sneer, scrutinizing, good at reading people, huh? Tezu felt a bit uneasy after hearing that, hesitating before replying, sometimes I make mistakes too, but overall I'm pretty good. He started talking non-stop. I met them when we first started hunting goblins. They're reliable. If it's okay, I'll introduce them to you tomorrow before the hunt. Kang Yu nodded in agreement, then turned to the person next to him, asking Koa, what do you think, Koa? She was a bit startled, then said, if your friend Kongu introduces them, then of course it's okay. Koa smiled gently. I have to level up quickly so I can go with Kang Yu. Kang Yu blushed a bit, his voice shy. Take your time. Your safety is the most important thing. Tizu looked at them with a mischievous grin. So sweet and adorable, really, brother. Kang Yu immediately changed his tone, stopped staring. Tizu continued. All right, see you tomorrow at West Inchin. I'll send you the address later. Kang Yu was surprised. There's a rank D gate nearby. Why go all the way there? Tetsu quickly explained so he would understand. That gate has quite a few accidents, so this time I want to change the target to Sunshin at West Inchin Gate instead of the lizards. Kang Yu was quite amazed. Newbies fighting rank D. Tezu replied, yeah, they're stronger so they level up faster and it's easier to hunt because we don't have to stay quiet like in the swamp. Kang Yu was impressed by his words, thinking, that's clever, he's pretty smart. Having subordinates like this is great. Then Kang Yu got up, all right, see you tomorrow. Tezu looked at his action with some curiosity. You're leaving now. Kang Yu quickly replied, yeah, I have some things to do today. Tezu pursed his lips. Oh, what's that? He looked at the muscles on his arm and smiled lightly. Level up.